Boom.
Yo, 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 welcome to Team RaddTitan, and this is the weekly collectors chat, and we're going to be going through the latest updates. We're joined by two very special guests today. We're joined by CriPPler himself, Constructive Outrage team. We've got Shane on Liechtenstein, the Dark Lord. Shane, love you, bro. Chat to you a lot on Facebook, man. Got mad love for you, man. So I just want to say I'm a little bit, I apologize that we're late. It's actually my fault. I was having some technical issues with my cameras, like proper close, even though I've got it halfway across the room. And I can't. These guys sound like they literally are living in my house. They're so loud. I can't mess with the settings. It's all gone all haywire here. So apologies for the time if you were waiting for us. But we've got the guys on. We're going to be running through their channel, talking about what they bring to the community, and we will go through the news. We've got loads of pictures and things to get through. And we'll be covering some bits and pieces. We'll be fielding your questions. Obviously, the guys below, they are here also to field your questions. If you have anything directly to them, please tag them, and then we'll get onto it and smash that to bits. Mad love for you guys on the channel. You've been doing your bits. You've been cracking on, doing some business, been active, been really busy. We love the sort of stuff you've been saying. We've been sort of following, catching up things, and it's always nice when we don't get a tag to things, because it means that we've been politely mentioned or not mentioned at all, which is always nice. Usually when we get our names, like, you want to check out this chat, it's like, oh god, what happened? But you guys been doing some good bits, man. So welcome to the channel, and thanks for being here. We appreciate it, man.
Dude, it's truly an honor, bro, right? It's like anybody who started in this game, RaddTitan came up, right? I remember you guys room tours, doing your thing, just showing it. I'm like, damn, these fools got so many crazy pieces. Then y'all started custom painting y'all stuff and all of this stuff. So like it's just like seeing you guys. And the thing that stuck out the most is like, I would love a piece. I see it, I'll be like, oh, this is the most amazing piece ever. Then you go check out RaddTitan, and Gio be like, this shit is bollocks. This shit is trash. I mean, like, that's where I learned you need to have like very thick skin too, because if Gio can make you not buy that piece, you didn't really want it. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like,
shout like that, yeah.
And no, I'm like,
we said always that I lost us a lot of subs along the way as well, because we always said that about, if we review something, like the good example is like the Wolverine on the Sentinel hand, and if we review that and we say this is going to lean, and this is going to go wrong with it, and this, we've literally just pissed off 6,000 people who bought it, and it did lean as well. That was the good thing about it, is we predicted that. Just want to say that.
But I mean, I think as well, it's really hard, because you've got it's a sticky place to be. You want to come across as genuinely honest as you can be, and sometimes sometimes it can be beneficial. Sometimes if you can articulate your point as eloquently as you can, it helps. But saying something's crap, not being able to sort of justify why you think so, and it also as well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, man. If you watch, when we started, check out the videos, man, and you can hear us being very complimentary about very basic pieces, because the truth is that when you start, you only have the library that you've got access to. So once you start seeing more stuff as time goes on, your standards get higher. Then you start going to cons, you start seeing hundreds of pieces, maybe even 1,000 pieces over a weekend, and then your standards, and it becomes much harder to please you, as you start going, and then you sort of look back at older things, and you're a bit like, wow, maybe I was a little bit too kind, or maybe. But then again, like I say, you can only judge what's in front of you when it's in front of you. I got like a comment
as well, though.
Yeah, comments. How could you say that about this piece of crap with us? That's 10 years ago, bro. That's 8 years ago.
I think you nailed it, right? Because it's all about your benchmark. You can only benchmark of what you know, what you have access to, like the experience. So like, if a collector only started with Bowen, that's going to be their pristine. That's going to be their benchmark. That's what everything is going to be compared to, is their Bowen. Then they start experiencing maybe Sideshow, then XM, then Prime. Like throughout their journey, you're going to cap off of what you know, and everything gets compared to that, because you haven't seen what a paint could look like on a Prime piece, or you haven't really seen silicone. You only seen pictures, right? And so like, I rag on silicone a lot in J&D, but I always say I've never seen one in person. I've never owned one. So don't take my word for it. There's people who actually collect this that know more than me. So like if I don't like it, and everything is opinion based, and my opinion is no better than anybody else's opinion. So if their opinion is they like it, you like it. My opinion is not. It's just my opinion. So like I try to make sure that our conversations can be as honest as possible, because at the end of the day, and I've learned this recently, like it's like if you're super honest about a piece, there might be a creative that agrees with you that's working on that piece, but maybe the people who make the big decisions don't. So like if you're honest on your show, they'll clip it and use it as analytical data or feedback of like, look, these guys had a really thorough, constructive conversation about it, and it illustrate my point well. And they can use that as leverage to change things if it's early enough in the process, right? So it's like, if everybody says, oh, everything is great, everything is wonderful, you got 4 people on the panel and everybody loves it, and they're going to see right through it.
That's not helpful.
Yeah, because people, then you don't have a connection to somebody in that audience that don't, right? So it's sort of like, it's important to mix up the panel with different opinions, and long as it's not destructive, you have the conversation.
When we started, that was the big thing. Alex started in movie pieces, and I started in comic pieces.
Yeah.
Having us both there together to do the review gave an alternative perspective, because we always used to say that when you're the person that's invested the money, you're going to like it. You're going to like it. You wouldn't have bought it in the first place. So doing a review of something you paid for is actually, it's almost redundant in itself. The point of doing it is probably less of a review and more of a showcase, where you should be like, this is what it's like and this is how I feel, and that's great.
Yeah.
But really, the point me and Alex had when we started was, dude, I always say I get a piece in and I have it in front of him, and we might be waxing lyrical about how good it is, but I'll always pull Alex and say on the video, tell me what you don't fucking like.
Yeah.
Tell me what you change. Tell me, if it's mine, because it's hard, because as constructive as I want to be about it, or even as, objective as I want to be about it, I pay for it. So I obviously see something I like, otherwise I wouldn't have invested in the fucking thing. So when Alex is there, it is useful. So having a panel of guys, and you've got 3 guys that haven't invested in the piece, that's really helpful. Because then people can start going, what's that over there? Why did they do that? Why is that leg in that position? Well, that's strange from that angle. I'm not sure about that. That's what you need. And as long as people can keep it relaxed to the point where nobody gets upset, because
as long as people don't take it personally, I mean,
it's not personal. That's really hard when you see people as well.
So backstage, we were talking, and I was telling Alex how when I started collecting a long time ago, but then when I started getting into YouTube, it was Mortalized in Stone and RaddTitan, and that's what I gravitated to, and those were the 2 shows I watched. And what I liked about both shows, but we're talking about you guys now, is your honesty. I'm a very blunt, very open, unfiltered guy. I try to be respectful and constructive, but I'm very blunt, and I don't sugarcoat shit. If I hurt your feelings, then don't be a pussy. And that's what I really like about your guys' attitude. And when I was overseas with the Brits for 6 months, that's what I loved about them. We got along so well because we were just always like shitting on each other, but jokingly, and like just a bunch of good guys. So I really enjoy your show, and I enjoy your honesty.
We've seen it where some channels try to replicate, and it's hilarious. There was this group of channels where they tried to make a group together, like a group of channels, and there was 2 of them on a live stream. And the way George and I, like, literally before the chat, I don't even know if it was on the chat now or before it, but like I'm talking to George, just like, shut the fuck up, and then starts saying something or whatever, they tried to do that kind of banter, and one of them obviously didn't like it. It was like, what? Who the fuck are you talking to? Kind of, if you don't know that person. Yeah.
It's a funny thing as well, though, is us English people, I don't know what you guys are. I'm imagining it's pretty similar the world over.
No, we're all sensitive here.
But us people, right, like us English, if you're in a group with us, right, and if we ain't taking the piss out of you for something, then you should be concerned.
Exactly.
That means you don't matter, and we're not interested, and we don't want to. We're not friends, because I'm telling you, that's how it is. If there's 6 of us around the table, we still have the collectors meet and shit. If you ain't ripping people's clothes, haircut, fucking something stupid they say, if you ain't doing that, you don't care about them. Because where we're from, If somebody says something stupid or has like something, and you don't say something, it means, oh, that guy's in trouble, bro. That guy's not that guy's not one of us, you know. You would really, to be sort of in the circle, you've got to have that, man. That's how it goes.
That's how we grew up, like in lunchrooms after school, we clowning each other. Where'd you get those sneakers from? Mom jokes, all that good stuff, because
mom jokes.
You my brother, family. You can't really, you can get upset a little bit, but it's all in love. And like literally that's one of the things that people picked up on us is just like, yo, me and Shane go at it. Yo, me and Shane just went at it because he keep disrespecting my boy Cyclops, right? But it's all in love, you know, because we could just keep doing that.
If we're gonna start talking about disrespect, who the fuck let the gay Power Ranger collector beat me on your
I pre-warned you. I pre-warned him.
What? Listen, who signed off on such a thing? You let the gay Power Ranger beat me. I know it's Pride Month, but what the fuck?
Gio, I could tell you something that I'm going to get in trouble for telling you behind the scenes. I voted for you, and CriPPler made sure that everyone watching the show voted for the pink Power Ranger. Otherwise, he was going to fucking... I'm not even joking. Ask the other guys. He was adamant. He's like, I don't want to see that British Brock Lesnar fucking beating everyone. I want Jerry to beat him.
I knew it was a stack.
That was not true.
You know what's worse? Alex is telling his missus all this business. Like when he was recapping it to her, he was telling her all kinds of stupidness. Like, he got whitewashed by some little gay Power Ranger. Like, you got I'm just
at least the guy. At least the guy.
Alex was like, at least like this big black dude beat me, but like this pink Power Ranger beat you.
By one vote, it was Edwin Diaz had my back on that. He kept on saying, "Comes in with this, comes in."
Didn't you lose to a girl? Was it not a girl you lost to?
No, it was a fucking massive black dude.
No,
he was the king of XM.
It was Lord XM of DCX. Shout out to DCX. But
at least the guy I lost to.
I got messaging from people for about 2 days about that. I was like,
some people took them really seriously though. Those battles. I was actually on my way to
someone linked me to it. It was funny. It was funny. I was
on my way to a Comic-Con and I had it on my headset and I'm walking through the car park and I'm listening to it. And it went on for quite a long time, and I'm actually pacing back and forward in the car park, listening to the whole thing. And I'm meant to be going into the Comic-Con, and I actually delayed it. Yeah.
Was it your fight you were listening to? Because you ain't delaying it for anybody else's. You weren't listening to my stupidness. It must have been yours.
I remember actually. I can't remember. It might have been yours actually. It might have been yours. Because yours was funny.
Shane, we're bringing it back. Like the when we first did it, we just started our channel. We were probably like so early in it, so we don't have a lot of subscribers now, but we had even less.
My man, love you, Edwin.
Edwin's everywhere. Everyone loves Edwin. He's the best.
Yeah,
he's like a staple in the community.
Edwin won a massive anime statue, right, from on our competition. He won it, and then the other Edwin, because he's like the king of capitals, basically. This Edwin Diaz, and then the other king of caps, and then the other Edwin came in, and he goes, "No, I win it." And the funny thing was, is he didn't even apply for it. He didn't even try and enter, right? And he's like, "Oh, I won it." And then we're like, "No, the other, the one who entered."
Yeah, the proper one.
And then, so now we started our fucking with him and going, "Yeah, so he's the real one. He's the real one." Like in Invincible, with the clones.
You're the clone.
And then Edwin got like a shipping quote because he's in Puerto Rico, and he sort of said, "Oh, it's a bit expensive. Just give it to the other Edwin." So it's like, wow, okay. Yeah, so he just gave his prize away.
No, he's the most down to earth dude. Like, I was happy, like, if we do a giveaway and then Edwin wins it, you want everyone to have a fair chance. But when Edwin wins, you just sort of get extra happy. You be like, oh, no, I'm neutral. But you're happy that somebody that has so much support.
You can't be cross about that. Like, genuinely, like that. You're right. I mean, we've given so much stuff away over the last decade, but I mean, somebody that you see regularly, their name pop up, and they're always like giving you that time. You know, listen. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you've got 5 subs or you got 50,000 or 150,000. It don't matter. If people are supporting you in any way, watching your stuff or even commenting or anything like that, then you got to appreciate that time, because there's so many other things to be doing. So at the end of the day, anybody gives you the time of day, even for just a basic comment like "great video, guys," something even basic like that, you got to be like, you know what? Appreciate that. because time is a currency you can only spend once. So anybody that's checking out something, even for just a quick second, you see them names pop up regularly. It's kind of nice when they win something. You feel good, that they're, try and make it as fair as possible, but you do feel good for sure.
That's one of the things you mentioned.
Doing this, Zero from doing
go ahead,
this.
Alex.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that's one of the things from before.
And then when they do give a message, that motivates you to do it more. But go ahead, Alex. Yep.
Now, one of the things that actually probably took us too long, Gio and I, to learn was that, when you get all the comments on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all these places, you scroll through sometimes and you just scroll through and you're like, yeah, great chat, and sometimes you just don't really, you go, okay, like whatever. And then you get a comment that'll be like, oh, your chat was shit and, you guys are full of crap, whatever. And then you invest a lot of time and go sit down and go, oh, that motherfucker, get ready. And you start going, you piece of, and it took us we still do respond to it, but it's still it took us probably a good few years to realize if that comes up, just block it, just remove it, just don't 100%. Give it time. And it took us a long time to get to that,
So if I'm asking these, let's talk about your channel and its inception. What happened and how did this begin? How did this sort of do you all have your own individual channels and then you come together for the chat? How does that work? Is that how it works, or is it sort of your? Because it's difficult. Even me and Alex, we've known each other for 37 years. So we've known each other, been best friends for 37 years, and I'm 42. So that gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. And even that, it has its challenges.
Yeah,
it does have its challenges. It's not easy. So do you have single channels, or is your a constructive outrage? Is that sort of where you all sort of collaborate?
So it started with my first time being on a panel was with Cash the Gemini. I don't know if you guys know Cash. He's a cool dude in the community. So he asked if anybody wanted a link, and I just started getting into the statues because I was collecting hot toys. And then that was my first taste of being on a panel. And then Fatal was on that panel as well. And then Fatal invited me to go on to Sick's show, Sick Mansion Collectibles. Yeah. And then Sick was starting his business. And then he asked if anybody could host while he focused on that for a couple of weeks or so. And then everybody, of course, is busy and I was just like, I'll give it a shot. And I tried it. And then you get that bug. And then eventually you grow, and then you'd be like, oh, it'll be fun to do our own channel, right? And so then we started it. And then it was funny, too, because I was like, yo, I respect Sick. The only thing Sick said was, do not, try not. He didn't say do not. He didn't demand. He said, try not to take people from the panel, right? But me and Shane had this cool connection, right? And he was like, hey, man, Shane, you can say, he was like, I respect Sick, but I'm a grown man. I'm like, if you want me, I'll have you, blah, 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 blah. And so that's how that started. But I always give Sick nothing but credit for giving me the opportunity to trust me with his show back then. And then it was me, Rasheed, and Critical Mass. And that was pretty much the core, right? Shane?
Just us four.
Yeah, just us four. And then because we was just throwing stuff at the wall, just trying to be different, and wanted to do something that wasn't required us to do an unboxing every week or review a statue, right? It's because none of us is spending our money to do that, but we also love having these conversations, and we all love talking about topics surrounded in the statue community, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the statue focus of we getting the statue in, right? And what we wanted to do was just build a hangout where we just do different things, and the statues was the backdrop. So, because if you look at the blueprint, like you guys, DCX, you guys, the pictures, there's people that do that well. Like, how could we be additive to it? What can make us different? We want to take what they've paved the road and see if we can add to it versus trying to imitate, right? And so that's why we started doing things like Casting Couch, which was Rasheed's idea, the freaking Collective Combat, which I brought to the table, Shane with the Dano Snap, Critical Mass with the Kill Room, which we got to do more of. And then, as we grew, that was pretty much it. It was just us being able to entertain statue related without worrying about reviewing. Go to everybody else's statue to do this way better than us as far as like looking at statues and all of that. We just want to do something a little different in the space. And so we're always growing. Now I got a little bit more time, so I've been putting a little more effort into it because I'm on sabbatical. But yeah, it's like, yeah, no, like, yeah, and we raw, like that's like that pavement that you guys set, right, is more of like being able to say things, but balance that in a way where people understand and try to more educate people on that we are going to have difference of opinion. If I don't agree with you, your opinion is just as valid as mine. It's just that I'm always going to say, Shane's always going to say what is mine. I try not to talk about the statue companies and more of the piece and just keep it focused there. So I'm not worried about if I'm going to upset this person or this company. I try to take all of that out the equation so I can have the most authentic conversation about the piece, because believe it or not, that's what they want. They don't want everybody to say it's great, and they definitely don't want everybody saying it's shit and it's trash. Yeah. So once you strike that balance and know that the key to that, I believe, is if they know anything you're saying is in good faith, whether you disagree with the piece, don't like the piece. Oh my goodness, like Pimp Daddy Darth Rasheed in the building. Christ. Yo, you look like you about to bodyguard for Whitney Houston. Yo, what's going on right now?
I know what it is. You got a meeting with your parole officer right now. That's what it is.
Shout out to Darth Rasheed. But
anyway, you look great, Rasheed. You look great.
Yo,
smooth.
What's up, all of y'all? What's up to RaddTitan? What's up to the folks?
Can't hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, thumb off the speaker, bro. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're right, man. We'll be quiet.
I wanted to say what's up to RaddTitan, what's up to the COC. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there, so.
No, thanks for popping in.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro. You look like you're some close guard bodyguard shit that's going on there. You like, is there a body underneath your foot? Is there somebody you're standing on?
He's strapped. Look at him.
Don't
show that on YouTube. We don't want to get RaddTitan messed up.
Yeah, that's it. Appreciate you coming on, brother. God bless. Have a safe night.
Yeah.
Talk later, Rasheed.
He said Rasheed looks like a funeral director.
So when CriPPler had said that he was going to do a show, I told, like, before the show, I told CriPPler, I'm like, look, you got a lot of great ideas and you got a lot of high energy and you got time and you got the talent. So I'm all in on this. I'm all in. I want to see what we could do. It's more like collecting entertainment as opposed to just collector show. And it's more of a rated R feel instead of a PG-13 feel. You know what I mean? And to answer your question, Gio, I do another show on Sundays with K-Fet and Adam, the Collector's Table. And AK's on a few different shows. Critical Mass does a couple shows. And Rasheed does like every show. So we're all on other shows, but no one has their own channel or their own show like that they run. Like my show, Collector's Table, Adam runs it. So
this is our show. Anybody on it? This is everybody contributes in whatever way they have the bandwidth to do, and we just do.
That's I mean that's gonna be tough though, you know. Really. That's. I mean, I'm cutting through the years now. I'm just telling you that, like, in time, that's going to be an obstacle. It's going to be a problem.
Give us the wisdom. Talk to me.
Yeah, because listen, like I say, it's, you know what happens with everybody is about what you contribute. In the end, at the start, it's all great and the ideas, but then what happens is that a certain thing starts to become more popular than something else, and then you understand you start having to move with it, and it's difficult. So you know it is hard, like to. It's hard to sort of be under a collecting umbrella that sort of nobody is holding. Sometimes it might be worth just like starting your own channel, each of you, or doing something where you all jump in sort of combined to, like, maybe like I don't know what the constructive outrage thing is. Is that like for everybody? Or is that you, Rasheed, running that, and then sort of everyone jumping in, coming in?
Yeah, that's all. That's me. I own the channel because somebody has to own it.
That's
on
that,
YouTube.
yeah, that's right.
Yep. And then everybody else contributes, right? And the way it sort of is, it's more of like everybody donates their time. It's free, right? And then where they go into their stages in life, they're going to be able to contribute it more or less. My expectation of all of them is 0. You know what I mean? Whatever they want to put into, because the thing is, I don't want them to make it feel like I have to do this. You know what I mean? Or I have to, because I don't want to take them out of real life shit.
And let's just say, let's just say that, you know, in 2 years' time, you've got 100K, right? Let's just, God willing, let's hope.
Ever get that? 100K. But let's
do it. You got 100K. You've got like, maybe you're getting like your first sponsor. Maybe you're getting statues sent to you like, you know, once or twice a month or things like that. Then it becomes a question of like, how do you divide that by all these people? You understand? At the moment when you start, it's the true of everybody. The Collectiverse, that was their thing. They went and they hounded everybody. They got all this shit, and then they killed themselves fighting over everything. So that, you know, that's what happened. So the question is always going to be, if you become, you know, you do well, and hopefully you reap the rewards. Even if you're just having fun now, things do take off. You can turn around, you can blink, and it can happen. And then when it does, it's like, right, now what do we do? And that's when it always gets complicated. That's where people have always struggled, that have tried to replicate what me and Alex have done, because me and Alex have a friendship that goes beyond this channel. Nothing that comes in here, no money, no, like, they prefer him, they like his personality more, they like, but none of them things matter outside of this, because he's godfather to my 3 children, I'm godfather to his. It's different. So nothing. If this collapses tomorrow, I don't give a fuck. I will still see Alex and talk to him just as it doesn't change. So nothing that comes in can affect our relationship, regardless of what it is. But other people have really struggled because they've collectively jumped together. And then what happens is like, I like him, I really like him, I want to support him, and I love their ideas. Let's give them some shit. Let's help them. And then other people start going, well, wait a minute, and then it gets really fucking untidy. So my question, which is that if your best, what was your best sort of outcome that you would like to happen with, like, just for yourself, like Collective Outrage? What would you really like to achieve?
Okay, for Collective Outrage, to be honest, it's for us.
Say it wrong now, because he said it wrong.
Constructive Outrage.
I'm not
I was like, oh wait, that's our name now. Okay, Gio said it's our name. That's our fucking name now.
I ain't correcting him.
First thing I want to address, so I'm gonna take your advice. So Shane, or now it's gonna cause more division because I got to figure out who wants to be the godfather of my children. I don't know if it's gonna be Shane. No, I'm sorry, but no, like, for the best outcome for us is that we could continue to do things that we're doing, and I know it's hard, because I think the element that's different from us is like we literally like we had asked people had asked us in the past for to do things or censor things, and we turned it down only because like this is something we didn't want, like. It's not something we're interested at the time, right? And so then it gets to the point where you do grow, and then you start to think about ways that, okay, if we do something, how would it benefit our audience? Like, are we people to get in the way of being able to provide something straight from the community? And that's something that's an ongoing conversation that we have. But the goal is to be able to be ourselves and do what we do. And we had never thought that we would pass 500, let alone 100K. So those conversations that you're having right now, maybe we should have them, but it's just not even in our.
Like when we started, I asked CriPPler, what is the goal? I said, do you give a shit about subs? And he said, honestly, if we get the right people following us, great. But if it's just us 5 doing a show, at the time it was 4. If it's just us 4 doing a show, and as long as we show up and we're having fun, that's all that matters. And I was on board for that. But obviously, if we get the right people, then great.
Yeah,
that's the best way to be, for sure.
Opportunities come, and I haven't took them. I haven't took them, right? I just
none of us on the panel, sorry, Crip, are going to make a living off this shit. We know it. Some people have delusions on YouTube, think they're going to be, be able to retire.
This is a niche of a niche,
like
and if
live
we
like
get
art or something. But we know where it's at, and I just want to hang out with the boys.
Even with our numbers, you can't retire.
Like, and so like
I fucking wish, right? Like
but the thing is as well is that it's really a funny thing because it's like we were on. Because why I say it is like it can happen really fast. I mean, it surprised me and Alec, right? Yeah. So we're in it 10 years, yeah. So that's fine. So for about 9 years, bro, it was on like 25k. 9 years for work. Right? Like, listen, 9 years on 25k. Crazy. Inside of 12 months, it's nearly 250k. That's how quick it turns. And you just like when that happens, you're just like, what the fuck is this? Like, what's happening? Yeah. And that's my point. It can happen. I mean, me and Alex always just stay true to who we are, so that's fine. Yeah. Now, I'm hoping, God willing, that lightning will strike for you. So if you're watching,
I appreciate that.
Definitely sub to, I'm going to say the name right now. I'm saying that right.
Are you?
Constructive Outrage. Sub to Constructive Outrage, right? Like collective outrage so much more, but that's
that's just all of us collectively doing an outrage.
Sub to them and make sure they get a good following because obviously they're legit, like genuine collectors. That was a really good answer, which is, you know what, I'm having fun and I would rather have real people with me rather than loads of fucking cheap people with me. And in fairness, for as long as we've been doing it, that's been the case for us as well. But like I say, sometimes it just turns around and shit gets real really fast.
Thinking about all of the people that are on our panel, none of them had their own channel, not even me, before doing this. Like, none of us were interested in that aspect of it. The conversation started switching around when it was like, okay, everybody does their things their own way. And you guys really doing something, and this is the feedback we're getting, you guys doing something that's not these are my words, seem like is authentic and people really like it. You deserve more subs. Like it's to provide an alternative to all of the other stuff versus I've never asked for a sub or a like, and I have no problem with people who do because everybody's path is different and everybody's goal is different, right? So like it was just that since our goals didn't line up with growth, it's sort of like my whole thing is like if my views are more than my subs, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Because the bigger you grow, it's harder to maintain that. And so it's sort of like, so for me, it's just more about like, okay, we're doing it. People are interested. The amount of people that subscribe to us are watching us and they like what we're doing. But now it's sort of like, okay, how do we expose? And I'm like talking to Alex and stuff like that. It's just more of like, it's great to have these alternatives to a lot of other stuff that out there that might be doing it differently or peddling a lot of different stuff. It's just sort of like
people call you COC.
Constructive Outrage Crew. Constructive Outrage Crew.
Dude, you Americans love your gang shit, bro.
Constructive Outrage Crew. No, I was trying to be a gangster. It doesn't work. I'm so bad. I'm too soft.
Right, so with your panel, do you have like all different interests in terms of like what you collect, or is there
so diverse?
It's
Shane, you can answer this.
Good,
yeah, so CriPPler is X-Men and Transformers, and what else you got, Crip? For the most part,
and Avengers is what it's the core what I'm looking at right now.
And then I'm a Star Wars and Transformers, G.I. Joe, and comic. I don't do any movie. Rasheed does literally fucking everything. Like he's got one of the craziest collections in the hobby. Like it's unbelievable.
Yeah, my man looks like he kills people on Sundays, bro. He looks like he's taking lives at the weekend, brother.
Yeah.
And then he's wearing his John Wick suit there, wasn't he?
Yep.
AK's what, a big Street Fighter fan, and he does some anime, doesn't he?
But and it's a scale difference too, right? He likes
100%. He likes
and he has the 1/6. He's the smallest scale. I'm literally like,
well, you say 1/6 smaller scale anime, but that's not smaller though.
No,
those
anime,
pieces are massive.
Yeah, no anime. I don't know if he has anime, but I know he does Street Fighter and he does X-Men.
No, he does 110 stuff, right? Like so do the Iron Studios.
And then Critical Mass is comic book superheroes, and he likes his any kind of risque women. He likes that. No, the Dejasaurus and what's her name, Sonia.
Red Sonia. Anybody that has very little clothes on.
When is Shane gonna arm wrestle Gio? There's always one.
Actually, it's funny you said that. I wanted to call you out on something, Gio. You said something that I think is bullshit. You said you're 42. You don't look a day over 35.
You know what the problem with that is, bro? As I looked 35 when I was 21.
Well, there's always a take, right?
I met my wife in I met her in a bar, and I remember she told her friends or something like, "Yeah, he's like 30 and married," and I was like 24 years old, and I wouldn't know about 22.
Yeah, that's not good either.
It seems to stand still a little bit. Hopefully, it continues. I'll take that compliment, though, bro. I'll take that all day.
Yeah, but you got
the mirror, Dorian Gray. No.
Yeah, Dorian Gray's the painting in it. The painting in the loft. Yeah, I'd love a good arm wrestle. Actually, I ain't had a challenge in a fair while, so no one wants to play with me these days. Getting past my best though. Shane looks like he could handle it. Give it a go, Shane.
No, I'm good, man. I'm an old army vet. I got injuries everywhere. I'm good. I hurt getting out of bed. I don't need to wrestle with a fucker like you. I used to wrestle with people like you and handcuff them. I'm good. Those days are over. Those days are over. Unless I have my sidearm, I'm good.
Yeah. This is the thing with fighting with Americans.
Yeah, right.
I'm Canadian. Please.
Yeah, you do sound it. You sound very much like our friend Tyler. When I speak to him, he's got a little bit of that twang.
The Commonwealth.
Did you always live there?
She's in Canadian fam.
Is he a boot? Was that a boot?
It's about tongue, fam.
Yeah.
No, and again, no one says a boot. The only people in Canada who says a boot are the Newfies on the East Coast. Everyone else says about.
Tyler does say a boot.
He does say a boot, doesn't he?
Tyler does say a boot. Yeah,
is he from Newfoundland? Is he a Newfie?
No, he's from where's he from? Is he from Toronto? No.
Toronto slang is crazy, dude. They say
but he could live in Toronto and still be a Newfie, like from Newfoundland.
Wait a minute, Jamie. I'm calling bullshit on you. If you're Canadian, why do you have such harsh opinions, bro? You're meant to agree with every other fucker and be nice.
You're supposed to be so nice and kind.
They say that Canadians are the nicest people in the world. Is that not true?
I am nice. I'm just honest.
Oh, be honest, nice.
If I was not nice, I would lie to people, but I'm nice enough and respect them enough to tell them the truth.
Yeah. He almost sounds British.
Darth Rasheed, Alex, the first time we met in your Comic-Con when XM bought the Shogun. Oh, nice. Nice, man.
There we go. I remember when we was doing the collector combat stuff, and it was like, freaking Rasheed was he was doing the voice and the accent of you guys. And it was just like, oh my God, it's a bloody massacre or some shit. Rasheed was saying.
Did you guys ever do a show with Jason from Haunt of the Collector? You know his channel? He's a British guy too. He's been on a bunch of shows with me. He's awesome. His channel is fantastic. He's such a great guy.
What's his name? What's his channel?
His name's Jason. His channel is Haunt of the Collector. HAUNT. Haunt of the Collector. Really great channel. Great guy. What's that, Joe?
I have to check him out, man.
Yeah, good guy. Really good guy.
Dude, I should follow everybody. You know,
the funny thing is we don't actually get invited to any chats. We don't get invited to any chats anymore. That's the funny thing.
Yes.
Well, we'd invite you, but it's like 4 a.m. or something. So
yeah, that's mental, bro.
I mean,
I'm getting up about 2 hours after that. So you're
right. We both did a thing with Paul Gunderson, and that hasn't aired yet. With Paul Gunderson and
mine,
Norman Rich.
Norman Rich, yeah.
Just asking for a friend.
Norman's one of the nicest guys ever. He's so nice. I was like, literally, he came on, and he was doing his like the intro and things like that. And me being like me is I was like, dude, man, you need to change that fucking battery in your smoke alarm. It's driving me fucking crazy. And he's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, it's all right. It's just every minute, you just go beep beep, and I'm like, dude, the smoke alarm is pissing me off now. God.
When I went for mine, Norm's talking to me backstage, and he's such a great guy, and he's so polite. He's
really
like,
nice.
so I've watched your shows and I like them, but just so you know, we try to keep it a little more PG here.
I
think he said that to me.
Yeah,
I'm like, no problem. I'll do my best.
About swearing, wasn't
it?
Like, good luck.
I don't think.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, right. Especially if you're just flowing in a conversation, it just comes out.
I got mad love for Ford. Ford's like just a great guy.
Thor and Rodney, both Thor and Rodney.
Yeah, we like them guys.
The guy you do not want to enter your competition is Rodney because he used to win every time.
Oh, really?
We actually had a competition for the Court of the Dead Grim Reaper, and it was like a really quite expensive piece. And we did. I can't remember how we did it at the time, but anyway, we had like however many entries, and we put it into random.org. We did that. We done the winner, and fucking like Rodney won it. And it was literally like as we were just about to have Rodney and Thor on the chat. So we're like, all right, we're just going to do this competition, and then we're going to have Rodney and Thor in the chat. Let's do it. So we're going to do random.org, blah, blah. Let's copy paste. Then the winner is Rodney. And then we're like, okay, let's introduce Rodney and Thor. And it looks so bad.
I freaking hate when panel members win.
Terrible, man.
Yeah, we literally thought we were going to get lynched for that. We thought if this was any other channel, we would just say like that's fucking well fixed.
And do you see though, right there is a perfect example because people always, and I shouldn't say always, but a lot of people, they'll jump to the worst possible conclusion, right? They won't give people benefit of the doubt, but coincidences do fucking happen. They do. And sometimes I realize it's like, come on, man, what are the odds? But sometimes that shit does happen. And you got to give benefit of the doubt.
He wins every time. He wins every time.
Yeah, I know. I got a buddy like that, Curtis. This guy wins everything he goes in. He's won in 50-50 for NHL. He won over 100 grand. This guy just wins. He won a vacation on the radio. It sent his parents to Alaska on a cruise for a week. He wins all the time. We play poker all the time. He's a bastard. He always leaves with our money. He gets it on the river every time. Yeah.
Man.
Luck is a thing.
Yeah,
go check out Jason then.
Yeah, Jason's awesome.
It's one of those things I probably click on his channel and be like, oh, him. Okay, yeah.
Have any of you got anything good in over the last week or 2 weeks? You got anything in recently?
Not recently. Shane, did you get anything?
No. So I've been really scaling down. I'm actually going to be putting a bunch of my collection for sale. I'm going to scale down a little bit, focus more on G.I. Joe, Transformers, and I'll keep some Star Wars pieces here and there. But for the most part, I'm probably going to sell about 50, 60%, 80, 70% of the collection.
Did you do the G.I. Joe Kickstarter?
Did I what, sorry?
Did you do the G.I. Joe Kickstarter where they did the releases in hardback?
No, I did not.
Oh, you might want to check that out.
Okay. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, you may want to check that out.
Why are you scaling down, Sam? What's going on? Are you moving, or is it that you're...
No, so I recently had some life changes. I'm recently retired. I was able to retire. So
in a good way?
Sorry, Gio?
In a good way for your choice. Like you retired for your choice?
Yeah. I mean, I do have injuries and stuff like that, but no, I was able to make some investments and shit like that, right? So I was able to retire, and I got this 10-year plan where I might not even live in Canada anymore. I'm looking at different places, and I'm going to be going around. And it's not that I need to sell it. I don't necessarily need the money, but I'd like to have a little more liquid assets than having statues, just in case I'm like, you know what? I want to leave sooner than later. I don't want to have to go, I need 6 months to sell this shit.
And as well, it is a bit of an anchor. It is an anchor that will hold you to a place. So if you want to move and travel and do things, you do have to take into account what you're going to do with all this shit. So it is important. So I completely get what you're talking about. Yeah. We're having discussions at home at the moment about moving maybe like abroad ourselves, away from the UK, and it's the same sort of thing. It's like, right, you need to find somewhere to like store most of this shit before, like, if I go, I'll probably take. Right, at the meantime, when you're looking and traveling around, it's not feasible. You can't pack up and keep taking everything everywhere you go. It's a recipe for disaster for sure. I know somebody who tried. They moved to a place I think it was a pretty big collector. I don't know if it was, maybe it was Mike Lee. I think it was it Mike? I don't know if it was him. No,
I thought Mike Lee got married. And
he moved as well a couple of times. And he transferred, then just like percentages of stuff just gets broken on the way, transiting and moving about. It just messes shit up.
Yeah, so, I got that as well because I just put an offer in for a house, and literally by looking at the floor plans, going through like I've got a bunch of them down there, just like putting up the floor plan, looking at it, and just going, nah, there's nowhere to store, there's nowhere to put my collection, and it's just like. Crazy when you think about it. It's just like, man, you're basing your house choice on this, and you're basing like you potentially have to pay another X amount of money to house your collection, and yeah, it's crazy. And when I try and explain it to my girlfriend, I'm like, I'll pay an extra this much, and I'll get that bedroom, and she'll be like, okay, Yeah, it cost me like.
Bearing in mind, this has got his baby. Do you know what I mean? But the baby going to sleep on the floor because he's the bedroom for his baby.
No, he's got a pretty good room, man. He's got a room with and he's got 2 rooms. So he's got like a room, and he's got another room within the room. So he's got like a dressing room in the room.
Do you know what's funny? People watching this that collect, they're like, you know what? That makes sense. He's getting an extra room. Everyone else outside this hop, he's like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? What's he talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, he's getting these 2 rooms, which is a cool thing because then he can put his toys in that other room and then tidy up and
his collection.
But then my collection room is bigger than his bedrooms to put together. So
that's important. I think no matter what age you are, to have your own space to be able to express your individuality versus like that. Like we got combined stations that represents both, right? But it's sort of like when we first got the house, it was just sort of like, this is she's like Zen, your sunroom, exercise, good screen porch, all of that stuff. Me, home theater, and gaming room, right? And then the gaming room became sort of one of my statue rooms, right? And the project I'm working on now is because when I was doing the home theater, I wasn't into collecting statues. Only after I did this room, I was like, ooh, I could have had some dope movie-themed statues in here.
Yeah,
so now
as well.
That's a great idea. It's my idea for that too. Great idea.
Right. So it's sort of like combined, because the thing is like there's collectors that are straight gallery, like that the room don't have to be functional. You don't barely have to move in it. It's just I want all of my statues, right? I respect the hell out of them, but that's not me, right? The room needs to be functional, right? So I need to like. So this room is more gaming. I want to be able to look to the side, see the things I love.
Yeah,
listen to music. Listen to the music while you're surrounded with your statues. And then in the home theater, like when you come in, you see your posters, you see statues from your favorite movies. Then you watch a movie. So like, and that's gonna be more of a shared family space. But it's gonna that I'm working to bring some. Is that have your own space to express your image?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Because it's important.
I think as a male, it's like very necessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think people that even if they don't collect, if you could walk into a house and chat to any family and you've got a dad on his own and you went, would you just like a little space that's yours where you could just like, there we go. Oh fucking yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah. Like,
so
get a nice TV and get like a whatever whatever it is. I mean, I got the idea for mine when I viewed a house before I bought mine. I went into a house that we were looking at, right? And they had this side extension, so this like increase in the side of their house, like so they extended outwards, and it was like a man room, and the geezer was like a Liverpool fan, so like a Liverpool shirt and some like replica bits and pieces, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. I need this in my life, like a space like this, and sort of my sort of shit. And it just sort of
nobody can judge you. It's just your spot. You can do whatever you want with, and she has hers, and then we have our shared spaces. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I try and claim that my wife's got the whole house, and this is the only bit that's mine. But I don't think she buys that shit for 1 minute. I try it.
Even if it's a nook. But then there's people like Shane is like the whole house is mine.
Yeah, but I limit my shit to my basement. So
we don't really have basements over here
by choice. So
in UK they don't really have basements in the houses. I mean, the area I live actually does. most of the other places don't have them. It's just one of those things that's quite, unless you're a big townhouse or something, you don't have it.
We did this collecting tour once of this guy that we know called Tom. Was a really nice guy, right? But you could tell straight away that my man was divorced. Yeah. So you get into his house and he's just basically going, that statue room that I had in my old house? Fuck it, it's everywhere. I'm just going to put it everywhere. Literally every room had statue. I mean, even I went to the toilet, went for a piss, cock in my hand, looking around, and there's statues like in the bathroom on the windowsills and shit. You're just like,
well, it was like when I don't think Tom had in the bathroom, but he had it where you walked to the toilet, and where the toilet was, there was like a bookcase, and it was full of bone busts, which I really regret not paying more attention to because I'm really into him now. And he had like full of bone busts right next to the toilet. But Manny used to do it where in his toilet he would have all statues on the windowsill.
Oh yeah, Manny as well. I mean,
and you had to literally pick a statue off the toilet to actually use it. Like it would be on the toilet seat because he had so many pieces.
Dedication, dude.
So the question is, if you had some really nice statues in your bathroom and you take a shit, would you go on your phone still or just stare at your collection?
No, I've got to be honest. I'm guilty of it in the house when I'm watching something because if we watch a movie or something, it would be in this room, and I can lose like a few minutes just like looking off. Like something's happening. Yeah. Like, my eyes would just go over here for a second.
Same here.
Like if a certain type of light hits like the king shark, I'm a bit like.
Exactly. Catches your eye.
It's good. Might take and then you like, what did he say? What was that? What did he say? Who killed his mother? Who killed his mother?
I do that too. CriPPler's the same. I think he's the same way. Like I'll watch a movie and I just look over because something catches my light and like, fuck, that looks good. And,
I
and then
lose minutes just like, I got to rewind it because I just
slave to the art.
Dude, and the thing is, like with the bathroom piece, like there's things that I don't need to think about when I'm in the bathroom peeing or whatever. The last thing I want to be is like, oh damn, look at the art on that. Then I'm peeing all over the place. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. But
a lot of my stuff's been boxed up in the last 3 years, so I haven't had a chance to.
I feel like if you're going to sell a statue that was in a bathroom, that has to be disclosed.
You need to disclose that shit.
Like Seinfeld.
It was a Scottish guy, and he was fucking mad. He was fucking crazy, and he used to always list his stuff as comes from a pet-free, smoke-free home. And then he would post videos where he'd be like smoking and just going like, just blowing it all over his statues. And we went to this guy's house, this guy Aaron. And basically this guy Aaron bought 2 Predator pieces off of him, or Alien pieces. And he paid, like he said, I'll pay you double if you like get them shipped over before RaddTitan comes over, do the room tour and all this stuff. We unboxed them. I don't have a sense of smell, so I couldn't smell anything. But literally, he opened up the box, and literally was like, "Oh my god, it fucking stinks of weed." This fucking guy.
Yeah, it was like,
and the same thing as James Wallace as well. James Wallace opened one of his statues upstairs, and his. Basically, there was like issues with drugs and stuff, but there was a thing where basically his missus was like, "Why are you smoking upstairs? Why are you smoking upstairs?" He's like, "I'm not. I just opened the box."
It's the statue.
She went mad at him.
Yeah, she didn't believe him, did she? Yeah.
Coincidences.
But I mean, when you have a house that doesn't have them sort of smells in it,
exactly,
you open that box, it is like a bomb goes off.
Realistically, if she doesn't believe him, all she has to do is go smell the box. It'll smell like cigarette smoke. I mean, that's easy enough to prove.
And they don't smell it because they're in it. Like they live in it. Like they become immune to it, desensitized to it. So it's like when somebody who doesn't smoke or whatever get it, it's like Gio was saying, holy shit.
I think it was luckily it wasn't anything mixed media. But one of the worst things I had recently was a guy, basically he was going through like a messy divorce, and he contacted me going, "I've got a collection to sell. I want to sell it. I want to sell it all at once. I just want to get rid of it. I need money for rent." I was like, "How much money do you need?" And he told me, I gave him actually a little bit extra, but I got all the pieces in. I sent like a removal man to go collect it all. It was like, I think it was 16 boxes. And then I opened up a load of them, and he basically, I said to him, "Do you smoke?" He goes, "No, I don't smoke." I was like, some of these pieces have got like shit all over him. What the fuck? He goes, oh yeah, I vape. So he basically vape, and it was like oil all over, all like bad, like oil over like.
Yeah, you've got to really clean them as well, man. They're like they do get really sticky, don't they? They get real.
It's horrible, man. It's really bad. I had it under the hot tap, and I've got like a Q-tip, and I'm like that for about fucking 4 hours on this fucking cheap shit piece.
You know what you could do, Gio and Alex? You could actually fill up a sink with warm water and just a little bit of dish soap, and actually take the pieces apart and give your statue a bath. Assuming there's no electronics or light ups, it works perfectly. Then dry it off really well. Works perfectly.
We've been doing it recently, funny enough. We've been getting a load of Bowens in, and the collection we've got quite dusty, like 20 years of dust. Literally turn the hot tap on, like not super hot, but turn it on, put it straight under, bang, wipe it over, and it does the job. Yeah, you can do it for sure.
I watched a video that changed sort of my whole perception on this when I watched XM try to explain how to remold the Moon Knight cape. So if you do not know, the XM Moon Knight, the cape is made out of a particular kind of material, right? That obviously, which is when it's kept in sort of high heat for a long time, it warps. It starts to move. Yes. So when people are trying to fit that cape onto it's a really tight, snug fit on the body because it sort of goes across his back and down his front as it loops over his body, right? So a load of people got it in, and it was a problem. Like they weren't lining up, and obviously, if you start trying to force it, you're gonna snap the fucking thing. So they put this video out, right? And what you can see is I think it's Sang.
Brian.
And he has a boiling tub of boiling water, 65 degrees. The water 65 to 75 degrees. Yeah, boiling. Oh, wow. He grabs the cape, puts it in there, and we're all sitting there going, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is he doing? And he's like, he's got it in there, and he pulls it out after around 60 seconds, and then literally puts it over this, like dries it, puts it over the statue, and you can see him manipulating it into place, right? And he said, you know, on this video, that the paints that are on these statues can survive well in excess of this heat. That you're not going to do no damage, like no damage at all to this thing by putting in that kind of temperature. And that kind of temperature loosens it to the point where you can stop moving and manipulating it. And I was just like, that's just changed my whole fucking outlook. Because when you start in this game, you're really like, you know, you would if someone spat on it by accident when they were talking, you'd be like, what the fuck? You'd be like, what are you doing? Right, so that video really changed my sort of ideas of how much tolerance these things can actually take, because that was unreal.
Well, they say as well, when you got like a leaning statue, and even like the companies will say, but even like Lewis, who repairs statues, he just goes, you know, you got like a leg that's slightly out, so you just get a hot hair dryer, put the hair dryer on it. Don't obviously put it too close to burn the paint, but just do it, heat it up, and then you'll be able to manipulate it. Do it slowly and just do it. It'll be fine. And in most cases, it'll work because it's polyresin, so it has plastic in it. So yeah.
That's what your experienced collectors pick up, like a bunch of little tricks like that, dude. Like, because Rasheed says it all the time, dude. Boil it, or he always say something like that, and it only people who know that is like the really people who's been in the game like for so long. I was looking at you, Chris. You gonna put that in there?
If you've been in the statue game a while, you know, like your kit includes different brushes for dusting, maybe a little blower to dust, a hair dryer to heat up, so you could put like a leg and get the peg back in. Like that's just standard shit you have nowadays in the.
Dude, when we, you know, sometimes people as well. We've done so many reviews over the years, right? That sometimes people don't realize that before we start getting into the review, there are issues that need to be. Like we had last level piece. We had to fucking nearly drill that fucking piece. We had to fuck with that so much that it would, like, when we were doing the review, it was very hard to get past that. It's very hard because, you know, the guy had come and he brought it all this way, and like you open it and you're like, right, you know, it's just that. And then it's like, this won't go. You know, and it was like really bad. It was like sometimes
last level charges?
Yeah,
it was a Psylocke. I had to get like a cross-headed screwdriver. Luckily, it was the same hole, same size as the peg. Put it into the hole, and then like basically like do like that to kind of grind the bottom down, and then basically, all right, they're still too big. All right, and done it that way, and it worked out.
Because we have to do it by hand, because if you use, like we were thinking, we use a drill. When we were like, we might just go too far. Because it's so, you just go straight through the fucking thing. And then they weren't like magnetized, the parts, so how it all sits, you know, the split hand and shit. It was just like, and that really, and then things happen to you, and you're sitting there and you're like thinking, this guy's paid like fucking like thousands of dollars, thousands of pounds for this piece, and you sort of like, you know, doesn't sit well, you know, just don't sit well. It spoils the sort of the situation. But that's a big thing about.
There's a big thing about like the actual first experience and the actual unboxing experience has always been a big thing, I think. And you know, that was why when XM came on the scene, that when you got the XM boxes to start with, and when like you were so used to a sideshow box, you were so used to this, and all of a sudden you got this big, massive, sturdy box, and it was like you could sit on it. Basically, you could sit on it; it wouldn't go anywhere. You could use it as a podium, and then basically, like you would get that, and it was all you knew that right at the beginning. You knew that there was not going to be any issues, and you would open that, and you'd just feel so relaxed about the whole thing. And I think that did XM, like that got XM so much business, that confidence in the beginning that it was going to be like
vacuum seal that they have on them boxes, dude. Is like, try to get them.
They added on like they added on the hole. They drilled a hole in the end, didn't they? They put like on, I think from some
the newer stuff.
It doesn't help. What I do with my shit is I open it from the bottom. It's easier. So I open the shipping box at the bottom and then just pull it off over the XM box, and then it's easier to wiggle instead of trying to keep it in there. I find it easier.
I had more.
I keep them in the box. A lot of the time, I keep them in the box.
You could have told me. You could have.
I used to, but I own like 30 XM statues, so I found that out.
Yeah, that's what built you. I would never rob anytime I was doing unboxing, I would never rob them of it. I let them see me struggle. Like they're like, oh, it take me a while, and it falls back down, and then you're like, no. But speaking of screwdrivers, dude, I remember like the white suit Magneto. Like I got that in, and I found your guys' video. And like I used that because that was one of the most difficult pieces to put together. And I was just like, it needs a screwdriver. And I remember you guys were saying we were supposed to put this part in first, or this first, and maybe we got to take this part
we kept
out.
Fucking going back.
And I'm following you guys hand in hand, like, and I'm like, oh shit, now I got to take this part out. And put this
I did it today actually.
It's really bad. Like even like now when you've got kids and shit, you get stuff that's like got like a process of putting it together.
Yeah.
Every instinct in my body is to ignore that. I don't know why that is. I have no idea why. Every single instinct that I have is like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not listening to that. And then I just like look, scan through it. I'm like, okay. And then I just start. And then you sort of get to the bit where you're like, what the fuck is all this extra shit? This don't look right.
I put together the Christian Bale bust from Infinity Studios, and literally I put all the arms on, I put these pegs in the fucking shoulders and wherever else, and then realized I missed off these two pieces on the base. I had to take off the shoulder pads, take out the pegs, take off the arm, and then put these little things on the base. And I was like, oh, God damn it. So, yeah, but the funny thing about that Magneto video was we basically like filmed it, I think, and we actually did an unboxing video. And I don't think we ever used the unboxing video because it took so long. And we just used it as like a sped up time-lapse video at the beginning. I think that's what happened, if I remember correctly. Because it was such a painful experience.
I got it together, but like I think some of the materials of the instructions, I think it had the visual ones with the little green dots in them. A lot of that was wrong. Or at least a couple of them was wrong in there. Yeah. So I was like, this ain't working. That's what I remember watching your video to decide if I actually wanted the piece. And I was like, no, I really like this piece. And so then I remembered that because these pieces weren't working. Then I watched your guys' video. Then it helped me get through it though. It's like, so it's like, it's always good to see it visually of like, okay, this is in already, so I could get this in. But it was a fun experience. But I was like a screwdriver.
Like what you were saying as well, like you have to sort of keep that difficulty on there. Yeah. Because, you know, if you sort of edit it out and you make it look like that it's not difficult, it's like, who the fuck are you kidding? Who's that for?
Yeah,
it's not real.
Other people are going to struggle and they're going to wonder why they're struggling. They're going to think something's wrong. So you have to always leave that shit on there. If it's hard, you have to leave it, and you need to then go, this is a fucking nightmare, and then you go through.
Those are the best unboxings, bro. It's when you see them struggling, see where they messed up. Best to watch it first yourself to see if they messed up, so then you can just be like, okay, I don't make that mistake. But the reason I stuck with that one, because the other ones out there was like, boom, edited magic, boom, edited magic, and it was just there. I was like, yo, how'd you get from here to here, bro? I still don't have this on. I was like, dude, but yeah, that's what made it really good.
Do you still have that piece?
Yeah, it's right there. I'll show some pictures later of my collection when we get to it. But
awesome!
It's a big old piece. Well, do you want to start showing? Do you want to show your collection in? Because
sure.
Yeah, you can share them. You can share the pictures, can't you?
Yep. Let me go here.
You giving him some power, have you?
No, you can do it. You just don't.
Oh, I just can't. Okay.
You just don't. You just you just don't bother. You're just like, you fucking do this every week.
Yeah,
I'll just sit here.
Motherfucker, listen. Why drive when you can be fucking driven, bitch? What's fucking wrong with you?
So what he does is he basically says to me, "All right, look, here's my pictures," and I'll go, "All right, that looks savory. Well, you can do that. There you go."
So I'm a huge Transformer guy, and I just wanted to surround myself like I was sitting in the middle of Cybertron. So I was like, that's pretty much what I did. It's like I almost have like a battle scene going on, is where I have like the Decepticons with Starscream and Soundwave aiming at Optimus and Rodimus, while freaking Grimlock is aiming at Soundwave and all of that good stuff there.
That's fucking awesome.
I think this is one of the most underrated. Nemesis Prime. It's one of the pieces that I look at. I'm like,
this is currently my favorite XM Transformer statue.
Is this
one of
the
we gave this away? Yeah, we did. We gave this away.
One of the things actually, hit us up, CriPPler. Should have told us.
Oh man,
one of the things I actually think XM did a great job with on this was when they released Nemesis Prime. If I remember correctly, they kept the price of Optimus Prime when they released it.
Yeah.
And I think that was a really good thing to do.
Put it on the Unicron style base, the little thing, like little tweaks
like
that.
I love their Transformers though. XM Transformers are really
do you keep your batteries in your statues?
Oh no, I don't keep them in. But when I have company or I need to take pictures, I'll pop them in just for that. I really wish these had wire, like sort of like a USB or something.
Don't use Duracell. Whatever you do, never use Duracell. Never use Duracell batteries.
And leaks. Duracell leaks. But the XM ones are the XM and the little silver batteries anyway. So those silver batteries rarely leak.
The L something 44s.
LR, I think LR 44s.
Little Bumblebee, I like because I could just fit him anywhere. He's so small, and then he also makes the other statues look big. So like sometimes I play with scale where it's like, no, you want that small piece to make the other ones look as big as they should.
Well, that's what people were complaining and saying how Bumblebee was too small and this is like, no, Bumblebee's like just off of human scale, like human size, isn't he? So he's not too small.
No.
Yeah, he's about 6 feet.
Yeah.
Yep, so it's perfect because if I have him next to Grimlock or like Optimus, it keeps them like as center, but also you can use him to illustrate how huge he really is in comparison. But yeah, that's the Grimlock.
Nice.
That side of the room.
That Grimlock is special, that piece.
This thing is just, yep. I'm a freaking, like, this is what it's out. Like, if you're a kid and you're like into Transformers and then you see them better than they ever been and it's G1, that's what got me to get these. I was just like, I'm only going to get Soundwave because I'm not going to be able to track all of these things down. You get Soundwave in and then you're like, how I'm going to track all of these down because now I want this one and I want that one. Those are
Walter's saying about you can get soap batteries if you don't want to worry about acid leaking and destroying your statues. But soap batteries, I know they are really, really thin, but they've still got wires. And when you put them in place on certain statues, I don't think they look right because we got sent a load of those when they first released them. So I don't know whether they're a good choice, to be honest. If you've got yeah, they're like so they're like the little batteries, so the shape of the batteries, and then they have these really thin wires that come off, and then they join to like a pack. So you say, for example,
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah,
I might look into those.
We were working with Soap Studios as well until Backcut fucked that all up.
Yep.
They were decent. They were.
Do you know if you could get replacement batteries for this thing?
Me in particular, or
No, not if you could get them like the XM, like, because I remember like these, once these run out, it was just these little ball things. I remember. I forget what. Do I have one over here? I don't know, but it was like I don't know how you were, because it came with the little tab that you just take out, the little thing that was blocking the connection, and then I'm like, okay, I don't know if you could ever replace that.
Does that not open up? Does it not open up that?
What is it? The Matrix of Leadership?
Yeah.
You must be able to change it.
It doesn't open up in the back?
I couldn't figure it out, and I didn't want to break it, so I was like, "Oh,
let Alex. Let's. I'll reach out. One of us will reach out to the.
I love the way you did that. Let Alex. Yeah,
listen, if you don't want to do it, I'll do it. I don't mind. I don't mind pinging him a message and saying, "What the fuck is this?" And how do you get it open? It's no problem.
It's no big deal. I was just wondering if you guys knew, like, offhand.
There definitely will be a way to open that, bro. I promise you, there will be.
Awesome. But
man, does the Matrix come with Nemesis? Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Oh yeah, no, it doesn't come with Nemesis. I don't think it comes with Galvatron that's coming out. It's gonna come with Galvatron, and it came with Rodimus Prime.
Yeah.
But
Nemesis, it's in his chest, isn't it? Doesn't he have one?
It's in his chest. Like, it's in his chest.
I can't see it. The arm's in the way from here, so. But I thought it was
so the one that you want to change the battery on, who did it come with?
It came with Rodimus Prime. It's the one that you could put in his hand or around his neck on the chain.
Right. Definitely will be interchangeable, bro. XM will, that's how they will make them. It has to be. I'll be very surprised if there's some sort of half-assed thing in there. Very surprised indeed.
Cool. Because online, you can't try to search it. I couldn't find anything on it. But yeah, like, if you can, great, but don't worry about it. No big deal. But yeah, no, this is the Transformer collection here. Like, I love them. I'm collecting all of them. This is the one that got me to get all of them. Like, once I seen this with that classic point pose and then sending out all of the like freaking Rumble, Ravage, Laserbeak, I was like, oh my goodness, this is too much. But yeah, that's more of this. And this is like what I mean. Like, I'll be watching Transformers while looking at my Transformers, like the best feeling ever.
I actually got invited to the Transformer 1 premiere, which was about a month and a half ago, I think it was. And it's not coming out till September. But I didn't realize it was so far away, the actual release. Otherwise, I would have gone. Because really annoying, yeah. It's meant to be like the prequel of how.
This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. You see, if your channel takes off, they're gonna send you a ticket to go watch this. Who the fuck's gonna go? This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is real problems. When you get invited, like, bro, do you want to come watch Transformers? Do you tell your boy? Do you tell your boy Shane, or do you keep that shit quiet?
You can only invite one or yourself, right? It was like,
no, because it's like I'm saying, because you're the one that's getting that email. You're the one that's getting that hookup. They're gonna be like, bro, do you want to? You like Transformers? Do you want to come watch the premiere?
That we can navigate and the diva shit doesn't happen. But you right, you never know. You could think you know somebody like with all your heart and emotion, and realize you don't know this fool at all. You're just like, dude.
Shall we do the chat this week, CriPPler? Nah, I'm not feeling. I'm not feeling very well. And then people see.
Like even with RaddTitan, right? How do we decide who go? I said whoever they mentioned, that's who going. I'm not. It's not my show. You know what I mean?
Love it.
But but I hope the little shit like that don't, because I think what we have is something that we believe that.
Good.
Money can ruin anything, and right now there's no money, right? So we don't know how we would act.
It will ruin everything, my friend.
I never underestimate the power of what people change when money's involved. So it's like 100%. Right now, like,
there's old War Junkie there saying the one statue that I want that I'll never get is the OG scale legendary beast Thanos the Jew has.
They gave you that.
Unfortunately. Well, not for me because I have it. Wow. Unfortunately, that was really that. Unfortunately, that scale will never get made. I mean, the scale, the OG is what I insisted. The reason I have it is because when Jay and me spoke, We spoke about a lot of the ideas and the characters that who should be on the base, and the suit that he should have and how it should look, all of this shit. But when we were talking about scale, he was like, "Look, dude, they want it bigger. They want it bigger. Everyone wants it bigger." I said, "Dude, don't please."
Marvel scale, yeah, MCU
said,
scale.
"Please don't do it. Don't make him. Don't make him the MCU like 13, 12 or like 12, 10 feet. Don't do that. He don't look like that in the comics. You're making a comic book character, bro." I said, "You've got already a character you've made to scale. You've already got Thor. He's the same size. He's an inch taller. He's an inch taller. So just give him."
Thanos is what, 6'8", 6'9" in the comics?
I think when I remember, originally he was 6'9", and I think they dropped him to 6'8". Thor is, I think, 6'6", 6'7". So you're talking about it's negligible difference.
That's right. When you get to like 1/3.
Yeah. So I'm like, exactly. So I'm like, well, you've got your 1/3 Thor. Just make him the same size as Thor, just a tiny bit bigger. And that's the scale that actually he made. I have the only copy of that one, and that will never ever get made.
That's
which
when Jay did that, I was like, that is freaking dope.
Yeah, but I think I hope, and I hope that if Jay gets a Marvel license, which I believe Legendary Beasts deserve without question,
I agree.
And I hope that it, if that happens, I think he will make the bigger one, because he did make a bigger one where it's like 8.5 feet or something, so much bigger. It's like it's about 3 4. It's about 4 inches taller. So
yeah, I think
fingers crossed, boys. If you see my posts of Thanos, share it. The more people see it, the more people will get it, and the more that will happen. So if you want it to happen, share it.
So this right here is Walton's favorite piece in my collection, right, Walton?
Yeah, he loves this.
Walton hates this piece, and that's the thing is like I of course I love it, but Walton was like, don't get it.
What is it?
The war tank.
The war tank, sorry.
XM War Tank.
Yeah, why not get it? That's a great piece.
He thinks it's an abomination because it.
He's like,
Walton hates everything. Walton
is it because is it the legs thing? Is it the legs thing?
I think it's.
He
said
it's
guns for guns. He said it's guns for guns and too many guns. He got a gun on his cock. No, he doesn't.
Nah.
He has so many guns. But I freaking love this. This is sort of the setup I got going there. Nice. And then this is my X-Men here. It's not much. So this Iron Fist is going to be replaced with XM's X-Force Wolverine there. And then my X-Men is pretty much done. Unless they come out with a Bishop. And then I'll probably trade Psylocke out for the Bishop.
Yeah, we should be talking about that Bishop that Sosa sculpted. But it's fucking horrible. I mean, I don't know what he did to the legs.
Which one is his? There's been a couple lately I've seen.
The one where it's got the abomination thighs. I don't know what's going on with the thigh muscles that he done. But he done this thing where literally there's these extra 4 muscles that pop on the lateral side of your thigh, your quad, and they're just muscles that don't exist. They don't exist, and they are absolutely ridiculous. From behind, it's ridiculous. They like stick out like so. His thigh sort of comes down like so, and then it bumps out like really big in this big area, and it just looks absolutely ridiculous.
But I mean, really, if any sculptor was going to overdo musculature, it would be Sosa.
Overdo a muscle that exists. Like if you're going to break into the quadricep, by all means, increase the lateralis size, the vastus medialis size. I want to play this game in anatomy, but then play it. But for fuck's sake, don't add some sort of new muscle that pops out of the side that doesn't exist, because then it just looks weird. It's a shame, because from the waist up, that piece looks mint. Looks really, really good. Great portraits, lovely paints. Hair looks good. It's got that fucking mullet sort of thing going on. Looks amazing. The legs are fucked from the waist down. It's horrendous. And his toes, and one of his legs, his toes are turning out, but the leg is still facing in. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Who did that? Like, honestly, at what point does that start becoming like? Does somebody not turn around and go, I just want to ask, what the fuck were you thinking here? How can his toe be pointing out and his quad and knee be facing in? How does that happen? How does that work?
That's the feedback that I think it could help. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
you get a lot of guys who, whatever he does, they love it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's again, what we talked about before. That's not helping. If you just say everything you do is great, if you're not being constructive and honest.
There's so much of it that is great.
Sure.
And that's fine. There's so much of it that is great. The guns look great. The paint looks great. From the waist up looks incredible. Easily one of the best bishops ever made. But what the fuck happened to the bottom part? And why did you do that? What were you thinking with that? Why does his legs look like? No, his legs don't look like that. Never. Not nowhere. So it's just like things like that drive me fucking crazy. I sit there and I'm just like, it's almost. Do you know what it looks like? It looks like what I did to Alex once when he was single. Yeah, he broke up with his girlfriend. He started going on to like dating apps. So when he went outside and he left his phone, I went on and I found the ugliest women to flick for him. I found the ugliest, disgusting women that I could find on his dating thing, and I would just like to say that he was interested in them, right? So he'd get messages from them. That's what that looks like. That piece looks like that someone left their desk with it 90% finished, and someone who hates them come in and went, let me just fuck with this. Oh, send off to print. It looks like someone sabotaged it right at the last minute. And you were sitting there thinking, like, it was so good, right? What happened?
I'm looking at it right now as you talk. I see exactly what you're talking about.
Not hating, bro. Not hating. So much of it is
not at all. A lot of it is great, like you said.
And people could tell when you given like that. Everything you said there was honest. It was. You can look at it and see it. Like, it ain't like you making something up and people are like, oh, that's bullshit. No, you can see it and you're like, and I think there's few people. I think there's a lot more than people realize. They're just behind the scenes, but there's people like Jay Sear, there's people like Daniel Bell. These people want constructive feedback. They don't want you telling them that everything is great and it's perfect. Like you worked with Jay Sear on getting that Thanos like in a certain way. And he's going to either listen to it if it makes sense or he's not, but you're giving it to him real. You're not being like, it's great. And inside you're like, oh my God, I don't know how to tell this guy that I don't like this. No, you tell him and he's going to listen because he's not going to be like, oh no, he don't like it. He's going to respond in the way that
I mean, like, I've been in it. I speak to a lot of sculptors, and Alex like speaks of sculptors and people that do like this sort of stuff. And you know that you do get a lot of questions like this. You know, probably one of the best parts, you know, is when you have a little bit of respect people of your opinion. You do get people that will pin something across you and say, dude, don't share this. What do you think of this? What would you change on this? What would you add here? Do you think this balance is right? How's a composition here? And when Alex will probably say, you know, Alex does it, must do it as well, because it can't just only be me. But you know, when you do it and you see that in a project, even if you ain't bought it, you don't own it, you see that they listen to you and they took your advice and it's there. It is a nice feeling. It is quite a nice feeling.
Like they light up and be like,
it's a nice moment when you're just like, even if the part you worry about is if everybody goes, if I was the guy that come up with the bishop
and they hate it.
And the only criticism that piece gets is that bit that I added. Then you're like, shit. Like if they were saying about the Thanos bit, like, why is them fucking characters there? Like, what is that? Why would you do that? Who are them fucking people? You know, if it was like that, or why would you go with that kind of suit? I would be like
heartbroken because like,
you know, that but it is one of them things, man, where you do when nobody notices and people are just praising. It's just like, fuck.
Yeah, no, I bet I could imagine that feeling of just sort of like, oh, you gave some feedback, you see it, and then you're gonna get it. Like if I do something like that, like I'm not telling Shane, I'm not telling anybody. If I have the opportunity to give feedback on a piece, or people change something based off that feedback, there might people out there who hate me. There might be people who like me, but that's gonna be like, oh, just because it's CriPPler, that shit sucks, or just because it's CriPPler, it's like, I don't want y'all to know. You know what I mean? I want y'all to.
The thing is, though, is that you will know. That's the beautiful
that's
part
the
of
thing.
It.
Like,
you love the Transformers, so if somebody from Hasbro in the design team was to reach out to you and say, I know you like Soundwave, or I know you like this character.
Yeah.
Would you, even if it's a tiny little thing, like look at this zoomed in image of the badge, the Decepticon badge on Ravage. Is that right? Does that sit right with you? What would you change? Even if it's something as minute as that, that's yours for life. For life, that'll be yours. It doesn't matter if nobody ever noticed it. It's still, it's a lovely thing to be able to contribute.
And let's say they wanted to do that to where they wanted to give you credit, whatever. Not initially. Don't do that shit until it's like everything is out there and it's done and it's sold, and then you can do that shit.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool because creators will understand. Like I said, if I'm a creative, like I said, well, I am. Like if I'm creating video games, right, and then I'm high. This is the best shit ever. They're gonna love this. And I take it to the playtest lab, and they don't know I'm there, and I'm just watching in the back in the video, and they like, this weapon sucks. And I'm like, I want them to say that. Like, and literally there was a time when I went to the playtest lab and they were doing a level that I was working on. And they were saying like, why'd you change this? This was great because when you get here and the boom shot is in and you can look down and then you could rain on blah, 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 whatever they were saying, right? And they said, now I don't get that same impact. And I was like, you got that in your notes, right? That's going to be in the feedback. So they told me all of this stuff. Then I go, the producers send over the feedback from QA, and then none of that shit was there because the time it got through production and their leads, they filtered it out because they want to make sure that they control the schedule, want them to work on certain things. I want that downstairs. It's like all of that shit is not in the feedback. Send me your feedback directly. Don't send like whatever you send to them first, send it to me because I want the raw feedback. I want to be able to
see
do that. You know what I mean?
Kind of background means that you understand it. So you are then not set. If you're looking for it to make things better, then you will not understand when artists and other people get so upset.
Yeah,
and they do. I mean, me and Alex, we've seen sculptors receive unbelievable praise from like 500, 1,000 people in a day, and one person goes, "I don't like that." One person just goes, "I don't like that. I really don't like that," and that's all they say. Nothing else. And that person, that sculptor, is at dinner with you at night, and he is looking into his noodle soup like somebody shat in it. And you're like, dude, what's the matter? You should be fucking buzzing. Honestly, you've had an unbelievable day.
Dude.
And they'd be like, nah, this person said, you know, that they really hang on.
Yeah.
They hang on to the real negative, the only negative, even if it was a minor negative, they're just like, shit. You just feel for them so much. You're like, wow.
And this is why I always tell them, on my show, on our show, we say this a lot. It's just like, dude, if you put out 10 to 20 statues and I've praised and like, cause I can't control it. I get hyped. That's how I am. It's if I like something, right. So I sing the praises of 18 statues. And then we get to one that I just don't like, the flames on or something like that. And I'm like, if the studio gets upset with me because I didn't like the one piece out of the freaking 20 that we praised and was like, that's on them, man. I can't control. I can't control it. It's up to them to get that skin. And there's some people that's gonna be like, no, I get it. And we had Danny Bell on a couple of weeks ago. And he was like, no, that's the constructive stuff. He's like, we know. He's like, maybe we can't fix it now, but if it's constructive, it's going to sit here and I will try and adjust and make sure that I learn from that versus like the stuff we go on, oh, this is shit. This is trash. This is garbage. There's no value in that. There's no value
on
in
the
that.
flip, right? On the flip side, there's no value to that. Everything's perfect. Everything's great. Everything's fantastic.
100%.
Exactly.
So,
I actually feel like the earlier you get your concepts out there, the better.
Yes.
I actually feel that. I think Sideshow's thing is they show you shit when it's too far gone to make changes.
Make any decision.
That's right.
Sideshow is that's their big problem. Their big problem is by the time you get a whiff of anything, it's either straight out so you can buy it. No one's had any they really lock their shit down super tight.
Yeah,
and if anything does get out, it's well past the stages that any changes can be made. The stupidest thing XM ever did is they disbanded that. They had a secret group.
Yeah,
and they disbanded that. When they did,
that group.
When they did, that fucked it because they had some ballers in that group who knew shit, right? And when you saw the earliest designs, and you'd say no, or change this, or mock back this, and it would all go to the group, and we'd all talk about it like grown-ups. And then they would implement these changes well before you start talking to Marvel or you start submitting shit. You understand? Right before then. By the time that shit comes out with Sideshow, it's so far gone. All of your criticisms or critiques, they can't be used. That's why also I really like how Jay does it. Because he shows shit really like quite early, stuff starts getting leaked. Even if he's not the guy doing it, I think he knows what he's doing. And that way, he gets all the sort of feedback early, and he can make these changes before shit gets too dangerous. Because an XM used to do that as well. Like, you know, you need to get that stuff out early.
But that's because
one of the problems with doing that. One of the problems with doing that now is there's so many, you know, fan art, you know, studios out there that if you show something early, they jump on it. And
you need secret groups.
They'll jump on it, listen to the comments, and basically go, "Oh, well, there were 20 people who liked that in that comment, so we'll make that," and they'll jump on it. So that's the problem with it now.
Yeah,
but I think with Jay, I think the key there is sort of like making sure he has a solid vision of what he wants the piece to be. Let's say if he wants to do a museum, right? If somebody say, I want it dynamic or whatever, that's not your vision. You're going to make everybody else upset that share your vision, right? So don't understand what you're trying to do. And if then you want to make it dynamic, understand that people who want the museum might not like that. So figure out what you want to do first, and then the feedback, make sure the feedback lines up with what you're trying to do, and it's improving your vision, not changing it to meet everybody else's vision, because you're never going to get nowhere with that. Feedback is going to be coming from everywhere, and the only way to understand and filter it out to where it makes sense and it's useful is to know what you want to make and what you want to put out there, and know your target market for that before anything. Then the feedback is helpful. And I think he knows that, right? So, yeah. All right. Looking for a group, team dynamic pose. That's me, baby. And I know Gio is straight museum piece. I was like, dude, that's cool. Like,
no. You know, when we started in this sort of game, it was all museum. Most of the stuff, the basics from Sideshow was coming out was this we call it the Captain Morgan pose, the 1 knee up.
Yeah, 1 knee up.
You know, that sort of pose. And that was done to fucking death. Like, honestly, from like 2014 to 2017, it was like 90% of their staple. So we used to take the piss, you know, and XM came in and it was all like, guys were sitting, like Magneto brought the thrones. Magneto on Throne from XM Studio brought the thrones back into the game, because Doom was the first one that Sideshow did, but that didn't set any waves. That didn't set any trends. It was just it's a nice piece, but the XM Magneto made everybody go, right, fucking throne pieces. They're like big pieces, like they will want to get into. So XM changed that dynamic, man. Ghost Rider, now the fucking whole bike and the fucking whole thing, like on a wheelie and all that. Like, it's like they basically made Sideshow change and improve, and that's what iron strengthens iron, brother. You know, that like it makes you better. So that competition was really good, and I sort of like, you know, I was really into dynamic poses probably around 2017 to, you know, maybe 2019 or so. You know, for them 3 years, it was all about like, this is, you know, let's push the boundaries of what you can do with a statue, like how you can engineer it and make it fucking, you know, put Iceman on a wave. Don't have him standing there with his knee up. Put him on a fucking wave made of a dragon, water in the water.
Incorporate the character to the piece, man. That's the biggest thing. Is there's plenty ways to do that, and we're gonna be talking about that tonight. It's sort of like what makes a good pose, and we're gonna go into like from a dynamic standpoint, from a fighting game standpoint, for like what you're trying to do, like what to us, because everybody has their own opinion. Like, I want to know what Shane makes, and we'll be talking about that, because it is important to incorporate without making the piece too busy. You know, there's that balance of where it becomes too busy. It's just sort of like incorporate at the core, the essence of it.
Then there becomes this problem, right? When you've been in the game for like 10 years and you've like got in all these pieces and you're like running out of space, where you start going, you know, that Iceman and the big fucking wave. You can't have too many of them fucking bickers in your house, because if you do, you've got 5 pieces in your house instead of 30. Because that's all you're going to be. Like them Transformers, man, they're exceptional pieces. Wow. Yeah. But they are fucking massive in every direction. They are wide, they are deep, they are tall. That's a fucking nightmare to display when you ain't got limited space.
And it was funny because they make fun of me because I say I don't do 1/3, and they was like, those 1/10 are basically 1/3. I said, shut up, they're 1/10.
Yeah, that's spot on, bro. You are doing 1/3. You'll give him 1/3 real estate for sure.
Yeah.
The life size silicon bust things, they're like crazy size as well. I mean, as I said, I unboxed this Christian Bale, and then I literally unboxed it today. And the fucking hilarious thing about it, right, is I went to walk my dog, and I was even messaging someone about the bust, and I walked in the door and forgot I had the bust in the house. And I thought there was some fucking cunt standing in my kitchen. Fucking shit the life out of me. I like opened the door and I'm like, what the fuck? And then literally my girlfriend, she walked in the kitchen and she saw his reflection in the fridge. And she died. And then she shit herself as well. So we're like, yeah, we can't have them in the house, man. This thing is
man.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it
There's
looks
something to
like,
be said for elegance, man. Like when I look at, I always loved Gio's display of his red Hulks, like the Hulks, and it, like
enclosed.
sometimes like you add too much, it takes away from something. Like you know what I mean? It takes away from the other piece. The more you add, the more you try to focus on one thing. Where if you display something really nice, some really good pieces, and it's sort of like it can really.
You got some guys who've got the space, and they can literally put one piece on a podium and have a piece every meter or whatever, and they can space it out that way. But we don't have that luxury. There's the space. I mean, I don't have anything displayed at the moment. I've got Doom on Throne. I've got some custom horror piece. I've got the Crow, and then I've got most of my Bowen busts, and that's all I've really got displayed at the moment. I've just got everything in boxes at the moment, so it's really frustrating. And it's been 3 years of that. So hopefully I can kind of get that.
Nearly over, man. Nearly over.
I'm wondering, is there a piece that nobody made that is your dream? Like, which character would that be? Like,
to be honest with you, when we started this, we actually did like 10 years ago or whatever. We did lists. We did a list of top 5, and sorry,
made by who? This character made by this company or
I don't think we did made by. I think it was just the characters.
Really?
And, mine was like the Guyver and Promon. No, the Guyver.
No, MacGyver.
Oh, the guy. The Guyver, like Slifer's, the ones he collects. I got you.
Oh, yeah.
I was like MacGyver.
What just what places there? What happened there?
I'm like, okay.
No. Yeah, it comes with like a free paper clip and all this stuff. But no. So I wanted that, and when Promon announced it and I saw it, I was just like, they did a perfect job, and I think they did an absolutely amazing job. So that was my dream piece that got made. I still want. I still haven't seen like a perfect kind of Wolverine and a perfect Silver Surfer. I see so many of them, and I'm just like, there's always something I don't like about it.
Because they're your favorite characters, right?
They are his favorite characters. That's why
you don't want
he doesn't realize that it's got nothing to do with the statues and everything to do with the fact it's a dream. It can't be fulfilled.
Yeah,
it can't be fulfilled. It's like if you really love fucking cheesecake, like you that's your favorite ever food, you never get exactly what you want. There's if that's how it is, that it just doesn't work. And it's the same with these characters. There's too many art references that he likes for them to get it right, because you can't feel them all. It's the same with Batman. Batman is a problem.
Well, no, because Promon did it with Guyver, but then again, there's not as many art references, I guess. Okay, fine, don't worry.
You probably, I mean, if you think about all of the surfer comics that you've read and you've liked, they're probably drawn by about 30 different people.
Yeah.
And then you're going to mix all of this up and like try and put them together into one. It's impossible.
And you shouldn't, because then it starts becoming, then the story of the piece becomes convoluted, right?
He's got loads of different variations. He's got loads. Like Alex's surfer collection probably touches every base that he likes. Yeah. But the problem is they're not all in one, calculated in one piece. And that's what happens when you really love a character. That's why I'm quite lucky, because Thanos, to be fair, Thanos is my favorite character, right? How fucking basic is he? Like, his design is so basic. You can't like, if you make it classic, you're ticking every box. But Wolverine is hard, and you've got how many suits Wolverine had, for fuck's sake? How many hairstyling sort of things? Is it blue in there? Or is it grey in there? It's fucking tough. It's so hard.
Bone claws, animanium, samurai.
But even if you break down claws, right, then you've got. What's the distance in between? Do you like them flared out? Do you like them straight? Do you like the big edges on the end, or do you want them slightly? There's loads of choices. It is a big fucking mess. and you never fulfill it. As I said, Thanos is like big stupid boots, blue jumpsuit, gold belt, and he's got starry eyes and a vagina chin. The fuck.
And you got the perfect one. You know what I mean? You got yours. That's crazy.
And you know what's funny? I got like 6 portraits, so that's where Jay is. I think I got 7. Yeah, 7 portraits.
The swap outs.
Yeah, so you have like, I've got 3 different poses and 7 portraits. So I've got Ron Lim's portrait, I've got Jim Starlin's portrait, I've got maybe, you could probably say, I've got a little bit of
that looks like the
bodybuilder Lee's portrait. You've got like loads of artist references in those for sure, easily. So
does Thanos look like Rich? Was it Piana?
Piana?
Yeah, Rich Piana. A little bit. Yeah, I can get with that.
Is he the one who died? Did Rich Piana die?
Yeah.
Man, no, mine is my hero is Spider-Man. Like I only have one Spider-Man, and it's the Sideshow symbiote, but it's black. I'm like traditional red blue Spider-Man. I still haven't found one I like yet, dude. And there's a lot because I came in later, so a lot of the stuff that I might have even would have liked, they don't make. And then my villain is Dr. Doom, dude. Whoever nails that.
I've got that coming. Got Extra Resin's one coming, the custom.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that one yet. So you guys do the custom stuff. Like I haven't seen it. Like I'm all like licensed guy only because it's easier for me. But if they do it, that is the one hero I'll do anything for. Is a freaking Doom.
The Extra Resin Doom looks like that. I mean, it's a nice one. It's a museum sort of one though.
Oh gosh, so. Yeah. See, I got something else in mind, but yeah. What is yours, Shane?
Fan art on Doom, there's loads. There's a Doom at the moment where he's riding a big fucking bear.
Riding a bear?
Actually, there's a variant of it where he's riding a white bear and a brown bear.
Yeah, that's right. Different custom companies did it at the same time and claim each other copied them. And
War, my bear first.
Yeah. That's the most hilarious thing is when it's like a custom company takes a panel from a comic. Basically goes, yeah, I'm going to make a statue of this thing. I'm not going to pay a license, and I'm going to copy a panel from a comic. And then another custom company does it, and they're like, you stole my idea. Or when a custom person does it, and then a licensed company does it later on, like a similar thing, and they go, yeah, Sideshow copied my idea.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, you don't even
they stole my stolen idea.
Yeah. You don't even need the like, if you understand the character, you really don't even need a source.
Yeah, you can come up with one.
You can create your own unique one if you understand the character, of the importance of this, or what would he do? Would this character even do this? And you can embody him between that and the base. And I think and I'm not a professional at all. These guys know how to do this way better than me, but I'm just saying for me, it's like, if I know that I want something, he said we need the Dr. Doom right in the Trex Doom, Dr. Doom, a T-Rex Dr. Doom. No, I honestly think saying CriPPler closest thing to absolute carnage. Yeah, right. It's because there's so many. I'm not saying there's not a lot of good Spider-Mans. I'm saying like Alex, like my perfect one has I still waiting for, because with your main characters that you love, you're a lot more like. I won't say you settle. I will never settle on a piece, but they could get a piece like so good that I will take, like Soundwave, like
you used to have to settle. That was the thing as well. Is you used to have to settle.
Exactly.
They used to be like you would only be able to get one Venom, and it was Sideshow, and that was it. And you would only get, if you want a Venom in quarter scale, it's Sideshow, and that was all you could do. I think when it was like. Talking about characters as well, is Silver Surfer, Spider-Man and Wolverine. And Silver Surfer and Spider-Man are probably the ones I've got the most of. I think actually Spider-Man is probably the most.
I think once you can accept that your opinion, your character is so convoluted into so many different lights, whether it's Ramita or whether it's anybody. Once you can accept that, you understand that you're going to have to settle. You're going to have to settle for something, because you will not find it, because like you look at for example, like you go, even if you're staying on Sideshow, right? Sideshow premium format Spider-Man, the one on the crane. You're like, oh, the body's a little bit. You're like, the body's a bit more mature. It's a bit of an older Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying?
That's still my favorite Spider-Man.
Yes, an amazing piece. It's an amazing. I did negative zone on mine. Alex did negative zone, and I bought on him. But yeah,
you did mind trick me. You took advantage of me when I just got dumped and I was in a really low place, and then you came over.
Well, once I'd made all the ugly girls swipe for your phone, I took them.
I literally got the piece customized. I got it changed, and then I had it in my collection. I had pictures of the three of them. So I had the black one, the red one, and then the one line, and it was all great. And then Gio come over going, "Oh, I like that piece." And he fucking Jedi mind tricked me and took it off me somehow. I think I even said to him, like, he goes, I'll give you that's how much money. I go, no, just give me the white paper. And I think I took it in the end. I didn't even take money off you. I took a couple of CGCs.
Yeah, I think you took a few CGCs. I think you took around about, I think it was about 10 or 11. So you did all right. Let's not play. Listen, little Hebrew friend of mine. Don't play the fucking you've been fucked too badly, bro. You picked this like 11 CGCs, even if you want to value them at like 50 quid each or something like that, man. It's still 500-600 quid up.
Oh that's where I got lucky because my character was Cobra Commander. I wanted a good non-mixed media Cobra Commander. Gio,
non-mixed media.
You're freaking me the fuck out with your eye, man. Stop touching your eyeball.
Yeah, but constantly just fell out.
I can't stand people touching their eyeball. Like, what kind of freak does that? Don't do that.
The content just fell out.
My show.
But yeah, Cobra Commander, and then I got lucky when a custom commissioner. We were talking about. Actually, I was pushing for Cobra Commander, and then he asked me, "Hey, can you help me design it?" So it was me, him, and the sculptor. And he's like, "Whatever Shane says goes." And I helped them design it, and then there wasn't enough pre-orders for it, so I ended up buying the STL, and now it's being made by my buddy Kevin, and it's going to be a one-of-a-kind Cobra Commander statue that I designed. Like the logo, everything. I did the pose, I didn't do it, but I designed it all. And then
it's just one. You're just making one.
Yeah, because it didn't sell enough. So he's like, "Do you want to buy the STL?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, obviously, this is the best fucking. It's the statue, my vision of Cobra Commander." So yeah, of course.
Did you ever see the old Sideshow 1/6
I own it. Or wait, no, Sideshow 1/6? Is that mixed media?
No, they did the 1/4 scale, which is mixed media, which I actually really liked, and I think I sold it to Thor in the end, and I really regretted it. But they also did, I think, a 1/6 on Throne.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about with the guards, the Crimson Guards on the side. Yeah. I have the Palisades 1/6 scale Cobra Commander, where he's just on a base, but I wanted a 1/4 scale because I got a G.I. Joe collection behind me, so I wanted Cobra Commander to go with Cobra.
I'm looking forward to seeing this, Shane, bro.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you did with it, bro. It's going to be cool.
Well, there's pictures of it up. Like, it went up for pre-order. I think the statues, personally, I love it, but obviously.
Mm-hmm. So this goes back to the thing where Gio said everyone said they liked the Thanos and it done really well, but then you did the Cobra Commander and I'm sorry, I changed something. Anyway,
okay.
Do you have any pictures of your room to share, Shane?
No, not offhand. No.
Okay.
I asked them. It ain't me.
Shane is just so
5 minutes before we came live.
He's so back of the bus.
No, it wasn't. Even Rasheed sent me some. So I'm like,
because didn't you repaint some of your stuff? So you repainted like a lizard at one point as well.
Yeah, I got about 8 or 10 statues that are fully repaints from XM, Wolverine, Rogue, Professor X, Beast.
Also, I just heard you say
Thanos.
I think I heard him say a boot then.
He boot fam.
So wait, you brightened up is your lizard like more green? And
yeah, I actually sold him. I narrowed down my Spider-Man collection and I sold a few villains. I still have it like behind me here. I got all my Spidey villains and Spidey in the middle, and then my G.I. Joe up top. But Yeah, I got rid of that lizard, but yeah, I made him. I got him painted comic book color. He looked
the same
amazing.
with Beast though as well, isn't it? You really brightened him up.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. When I get it
lovely.
repainted, it's repainted to comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the great. I mean, I just love all that shit. I mean, I love all that. I love reworking stuff if I can. And
Yeah,
just
you did a bunch, right? I think your statue, is it your Thanos on throne you painted?
No,
Dark Side. It was Dark Side. It was.
I did Dark Side.
Dark Side. Okay, I was like, I knew it was one of the.
I did Dark Side. Dark Side was like, yeah, that was a full repaint, and then I had, I did the cape and some other bits and pieces. Put all like weapons, like the Atlantean, the King's Trident, and the God Killer sword and all that kind of business. So I got all that on there, and I got the mother box from the movie on there, just a little nod to the Snyder Cut. So I did all that, but I think the one I'm most proud of though is the Punisher I did. The Punisher, the XM Punisher I did.
100%. That's my favorite. That repaint is amazing. It's perfect. Bro. I love it.
I did all the, I'm basically, because when you get it from XM, you get like the bike is like battered, like it's like dented, and and I said basically I want it mirrored finished, like brand new. Like I want the bike looking like he literally just took it off the showroom floor.
Yeah, because it was quickly like, yeah, you want it scuffed, you want it battle damage, you wanted this, you want that. You're like, fuck off. No, I don't.
No, that's what he was. Yeah, it was. That was the conversation. He was like, no, it looks too new. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Let me put some like oil bits on the chain. So I did the rims. I walked past some guy on a motorbike, like a few doors like down, like someone visited his house, and like, I think it was his son or something. He had a bike and had red outside of the rims, just like on the outside of the wheels was just the edges of them were red. I was like, yep. And so I took that, and I was like, so then I did the sort of the red Punisher logo onto the gas, what do they call it, on the bike, on the gas tank, and then I put all the chrome parts into the bike and put a red chain on it as well, and then changed all the I just basically put some brake lines on it as well, because there's no, like, basically in that there's no brake lines on that statue, so it looks fucking weird that he's got a bike with no brake lines. It's like you can't fucking stop. Stuff. So it's like, did some bits of it, but I think that's the one I'm the most proud of. I've got like a custom head on it and shit, so I think that's the one.
Did you see the Dolph Lundgren head?
Yeah, I'm interested in I do have a little soft spot for that version of the film, so. But yeah, very happy with that one.
That's when you can actually paint, like get a statue that you love everything about, maybe except the paint, maybe except about whatever, and then actually take that cherry on the top and paint it the way you want, and be like, dude, now it's perfection.
I wanted to change it all. I genuinely didn't like most of that statue. It was one of them ones I picked up for really cheap. I got it for very, very cheap. And it was like, I can't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't more than a couple of £100. And I basically got it all redone and reworked and sorted by Ian Wilkinson, who's a genius. And I was just like, it just was an opportunity. I had that, like people talking about, oh God, like everything's so cheap, like I can't sell anything. That's like great for like a buyer's market at the moment. If you want to do projects like this, because like some of these guys that are quoting repaint prices are $1,000, $700, or and beyond. So like if you're paying like $500 to $1,000 to get a piece in, then you want to repaint it and pay that, it becomes untenable. It's not possible. Carry on with it. It's too much. So getting them cheap and being able to throw them at someone is fucking awesome. It offsets
the price. It offsets the price of the paint, and you get something exactly like you want if the painter do a good job.
There's some ridiculous prices in like Singapore. If you lived in Singapore, you get
I would have had my Hulkbuster by now, dude. I would have had the XM Hulkbuster if I lived in Singapore. I just don't.
We had the option to get that, man.
I had I had it on pre-order. A guy ordered it through me, had it on pre-order, and then he basically said, "Oh, I don't want it anymore," and he wanted to change it to another statue, and it was actually Starscream. And basically, he was like, "I'll change it to Starscream. Is that okay?" And I should have said to him no, and just kept the fucking. I should have just kept the fucking Hulkbuster pre-order. At the time, it was like the price weren't that much, and I would have just gone there, collected a box, done whatever. I also remember being at the event, the and basically going out XM and saying like, you know, I'll help you set up and whatever else. And I always do that when I go to an event. I'd always say to the companies, I'll give you a hand. I don't mind. I like it. I like getting the stuff out of the box. I like having it in my hand, like picking it up, like putting it together. And I was in Singapore, and I said to them, I'm standing there, and the cheap fuckers, what they do on the opening day, the setup day, is they don't put the aircon on, so it's really, really hot, like ridiculously hot. And I said to them, like, we go over, there's like 50 boxes all around, and they're like, oh, I'll take this one. I'm like, I'll take Hulkbuster. And they were like, okay. And I'm like, yes. I walk over, there's like one Hulkbuster box, put it down, go back, get the other one, whatever. And then I start setting it up, and there's a video of me, again, like a time-lapse video, because it took me so long to do. Yeah. And I think Karina was there, Rebecca's girlfriend, and she was just like laughing at me the whole time, because I'm standing there in Singapore, 30 whatever degrees, no aircon, dripping with sweat, trying to put like the Hulkbuster together on my own, and she's just laughing behind the camera, and I'm just like, bitch.
No, one of the reasons I got the War Tank was because I'm gonna get that piece one day, and when I get it, I want to pair it with that. So it's just eventually I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be the right price. The thing is, a lot have come through, but it's always from Singapore, or whatever. And I'm
and then
if
shipping
it breaks or anything, then I'm
don't worry about that, bro.
No, it won't break.
You don't worry about that. Not with XM stuff, man. If you're gonna bank on anything, you bank on their shit. Traveling. They're just fucking.
I'll find
especially,
the legit
I mean, the Transformer stuff has got to be fucking even more high risk, surely.
More intricate. Yeah. Well, actually, War Tank is more intricate than Hulkbuster. And one of the things as well is, I think when I was working for XM actually, and I did the gallery opening, they had War Tank and Hulkbuster together. And Hulkbuster is an amazing statue, but you can see the improvements that they done on the War Tank. They actually did like just the detail on the asphalt. It's like something as small as that. It just looks so much better.
Fucking cherry paint, beautiful cherry.
But that is the thing that makes me pop.
Like sex on beach. That bitch is fucking lovely. That
absolutely. Like you just.
I mean, I remember when I got there. When I went there in 2017, and they took that out, and I seen that for the first time in person. I was like, what the fuck? Like, honestly, the game has changed massive. These are big statement pieces that XM did. Time, they fucking changed the landscape forever.
Back when we both went to Singapore, that was like, I think they had 96 pieces at one convention, just XM. So we were there, and this is before shorts, so we kind of we had to do, literally, we did a video of every piece, and we did video, like a proper video of every piece. And the funny one as well, as George always reminds me, is that we went back to the hotel, and I'm literally there, like, uploading all the videos. I'm uploading the videos, I'm putting them up, I'm tagging them, I'm doing whatever. And I fell asleep like that with my phone. Yeah. And it was like a moment where, you're a kid and you're playing your Game Boy, and your mum comes in, takes the Game Boy off you, tucks you in, and puts your pillow, puts you down. And literally, I remember being half awake, one eye open, and just seeing George taking my phone and putting it on the end of the bed, on the bedside table, and literally pulling up my duvet in the hotel. It's just like, oh man.
We busted our ass at that con, man. I worked that. I put me and Alex. We did 20 hours, 21 hour days. I promise you. Like, I'm not joking. Like, we went to sleep probably from the hours of about 4 a.m. and we're up at 7. And when people were going for dinner, all chatting together and doing that shit, I pulled Alex and I said, you see, when they all fuck off to dinner, we come back. We're going to come back here, me and you, and we're going to come in with our passes when no fucker is here and it's quiet, and we're going to get the turntable out and we're going to review every fucking piece.
See, and that's the passion you guys have for that collecting stuff, because that's a lot of work. But
it's quiet. Nobody's walking around.
The other one as well is
nobody's talking. When you're at a con, it's fucking chaos. It's busy.
Yeah.
It's like, where's he gone?
He uses his magic.
He's probably gone for a poop. Anyway,
I took over the show. I kicked him out.
Yeah, it's like it's like it's really noisy, and people walking around the front as you're trying to. It's just hard to film.
Yeah.
And I said to Alex, look, when these guys fuck off and go for dinner, and they're all waiting to do that. They're all like waiting to go and eat with everyone. And I was like, dude, this we're going to get
they just
an
disappeared.
opportunity like this again.
The other influencers were just gone every 5 minutes. They didn't. George and I were at the booth like all day, like talking to people, and it was actually fucking hilarious. There was a moment there where we went to I think it's called Vivo City, and we went to Simply Toys, I think it was. And we were there and we did like a tour, and it was actually like because in the UK we don't have the stores you have in America. We don't have all these like statues all over them. We don't have that at all. We have Forbidden Planet, and you basically go there to look at a statue, and you never buy from them because they're like 3 times the price. So that's all we have. And if you see a comic shop, you may see a couple of Diamond Select pieces in there. General Giant, that's all you're going to see.
Yeah, that's our level.
So we went to this place, Simply Toys, in 2017, and they had like the glass displays all around the outside, and it was
an amazing shop.
It was just like we were just like, holy fuck. We did this tour, and George, was talking to the guy, and then we were walking out, and this little guy, run over to us. And he was like out of breath. And we thought, what the fuck's going on? And he's like, he's there. And he's like, excuse me. And we're like, George's like, calm down. You're right. What's going on? He goes, yeah, I heard RaddTitan were in Simply Toys. I came here. I need a picture. And we were like,
that was nice, man. That was nice.
Yeah, sure. And then, do you remember though and then his girlfriend like run up like about 2 minutes later, and she's like,
he left her behind.
He left her behind to catch up with us, and then she's there, catches up 2 minutes later, like, I'm gonna have an asthma attack. And then like he's like, oh, can I have a picture? And he's like, yeah. So he's trying to give the picture to his girlfriend, who's literally about to die of an asthma attack, and he's like shouting at her, and then like, we're like, dude, calm down. It's okay. We're all right. And then he takes a picture, and then literally the next day is the convention, and this guy comes up to us. At the convention, we're at the HMO booth, and this is actually just before we both had a fucking big argument as well. It's quite funny. And then, so we're at the HMO booth, and this guy comes over with like a binder, and he comes over and he goes, hi, how are you doing? And it was the same guy. We're like, oh, you're right. How are you? You good? He goes, yeah. And he takes out the picture he took the day before, and it's printed like A4, and he's like, can I get your autograph? And we're like, sorry, what? Because can I get your autograph? We're like, yeah, okay. So it's signed.
I'm over to Alex going,
yeah, what do we do? Do we sign our actual signature, or do we like make up like a squiggle? What do we do? And then literally, I think we were quite. I think what we did was we actually got really excited about that, and then we were doing some filming on the HMO booth, and then I think because we got so excited, we kind of burnt ourselves out a little bit, and then we had a big fucking row, didn't we? A massive row about we were filming something, and it's like, get the fuck out of the way, camera. Fuck you. We had to go get 3
hours of sleep and all that. That's not good. Yeah. But that's not big. Like, they're not big numbers. Like when we did that was in 2017. That's not big numbers, bro. That's like, I don't know. What do we have at the time?
The authenticity it'll trump anything else, dude. Like if people feel like you're honest and they like your passion, they like your personalities, whatever mixture or calculation that is will out trump just the numbers. Because somebody can have huge numbers, right? And just sort of like, you might not even like the person, or you don't think the personality.
We've met many of them, bro. Don't worry.
You're right. So like with you, like Gio, you got taglines. People see yo, like it's a personality thing, right? It's a human connection. So like that type of stuff is going to get people to want an autograph or meet you or shake your hand than anything else. Like, because if you just you know how it is. Like it is what it is. But yeah, no,
That was nice.
that's a testament to what you guys do.
It was a nice experience, and like going over there, it was a great. I mean, because it's funny because when I got back, he completely fucked me from going to any other cons again because he basically got back, and my wife,
exciting, man. It was exciting.
My wife picked us up, right? So my wife picked us up. She hasn't seen me in 6 days, 7 days, so she's like missed me crazy, right? So I get back. He's in the back of the fucking car. Like, but we're dropping him off, and he's talking about all these cons we're gonna go to, right? It's like like we're in the Philippines, we're gonna do New York, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And my wife is sitting there, she's quiet. Her fucking brain is ticking, right? Her brain is ticking. I'm looking at her back. She's like she got back home. She got back home,
opened her legs, and got pregnant. That's what happened.
She went
straight away. She went back home.
You going where?
That's exactly what happened.
You going
where? That's not a joke. Like his chat happened. His chat. We've been invited to New York. We're gonna do San Diego. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. My wife is in there calculating what the fuck. Like all this. She's like, well, how many? It's like 5, 6 cons. Like what, a week of time? Like what? And in the end, her brain just went, you know what? Let's just have a baby. So I went home. Obviously, next thing I know, my wife's pregnant with my first child, and that's like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm just like, no. I remember I missed New York. I was devastated because my son was due, early October, and that's when it is, isn't it? It's like October-y sort of time, isn't it?
It's like first, second weekend, like around that kind of 8th time, sort of. Yeah.
You guys' longevity is freaking nuts, dude. Like,
yeah, but you know what, man? If you keep with the attitude that you've sort of been saying, and the most important thing though, bro, is that everybody is of the same ilk as yourself.
Yeah,
you need to keep people around you that are like you, because that's how, when it all comes down to it, people will stay legit. If people are in this to try and make YouTube fame or money, it's gonna crumble like a fucking cheap deck of cards, bro.
Tell these fools how I am, dude. Like,
we've seen it with Collectibles, man. They came in and made all kinds of noises. They had like 4 or 5 guys. They had about 1,500 each on their channels. They thought if they got together, they could fucking do this, that, and the other. And it was all going pretty well for like new guys. Like they managed to get like a booth at fucking the con. They got invited there.
They did a booth.
Like, they got a lot of shit that me and Alex we did not get. We did not get that at all.
They did a booth in
San Diego, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't San Diego, but it was one in like Pasadena. It weren't Monsterpalooza, but there was another one there, like Mega Con or something like that. And they did that, and Sideshow sponsored it. And then also they were sponsored by quite a lot of companies at the time. Yeah,
it was a big deal. They were ruthlessly aggressive with how to do that. But then when it came down to it, then there was they started killing each other over what they
what happened was they got pieces for a competition. Actually, they got a lot of pieces for a competition from Sideshow, and I think First for Figures and a few other places. And one of the guys was like a Coast Guard or something. He was not Coast Guard. He was something like, anyway. But
it was like that.
He was a Coast Guard.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah, and then
that's like almost military to you boys over there. The Coast Guard. It's no joke.
Yeah, it's not here though, is it?
No, not here. We think it's all a laugh over here. It's piss take.
Oh, that's why. Okay, so over there anyway. And he was like, he had some of the prizes. And then the guy who was the big guy, basically, he did something to piss them all off. So this guy just disappeared, took this Hulk versus Wolverine dio before it kind of came out, took it, and then kept it, and then just went radio silent. And then what they also did as well is, because they were like a big group, and the main guy was based in UK, he bought like media packs. So we had like a microphone, camera, camera, and lighting kind of thing, and he would send them to the people. So then he sent one out to this guy, and he took that as well. So he took the camera, took the mic, took the thing, and took the
this is what it is.
It's like, fuck you all.
That's what happens as soon as like stuff starts getting. It's like, who's divvying it out, and it's like, well, wait a minute. I've put this much time editing, right? Well, I've put this much time camera time. Well, I've done this many pictures, and then people just kill each other. They kill each other with what they think they deserve, what they think they've earned.
I think we've been quite lucky where, like, if we've been sent stuff to review, I don't think there's actually been anything where we've both been like, no, I want it.
Yeah.
No, I want it. It's always been negotiable, you know.
Yeah, definitely. But I think in general, our personalities are a little bit like that. We know deep down in the end that nothing is more important than us anyway. So nothing's nothing's more important than your friend at the end of it. As long as you keep that in mind, no one can control you. No one can own you with shit, with stuff.
Yeah.
If you know what's important.
There's a difference between I want it just because the symbol is like the symbol of being able to get it versus I know Shane will really like this piece. I know Rasheed will really like this piece. We do have very unique personalities. So like if we get to a place where people send us stuff and they keep it, I don't see that. But if we do, it's like Shane, this is you. Like Shane, like even if it's a transformer, if that shit is simple looking, he likes the simple stuff. He don't like no modern, like he doesn't like it modernized. I'm like, yo,
all the cell shaded stuff versus figure stuff is fucking awesome.
See, I'm not
it's dope.
Cell shaded guy either.
Oh, you don't like cell shaded?
I don't mind it. I just don't prefer it. I don't mind if something has a little modernization to it to make it look, better. Because if you just go straight from the cartoon, sometimes it won't translate well in statues.
That's
nowadays.
not how I remember it.
Add a little flair. But sometimes they just go way overboard, like it's too modernized.
James, don't fucking pigeonhole me into some cell shaded transformer. I've got eyes and bigger prizes.
No, I want all of the modern shit.
But the other side of that as well, that's why Bowen did really well. I mean, Bowen did like things that looked exactly like the character. I guess nowadays you'd say that's playing it safe. You'd say you're just doing it the way. You'd say that. But he was the godfather of it all. You know, that's how it kind of started.
I started with Bowens. I had about 120, 130 Bowens. Like I'm a Bowen guy for many years. I only got my first sideshow in like 2014.
What was it?
Yeah.
What was it?
My first sideshow?
Yeah.
I think it was the
I remember mine.
Dark Side PF. I think that was the one. I might have got one.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Mine was the OG Superman.
Okay,
the premium format.
Yeah.
I was so green and so new that I had the opportunity to buy the exclusive. I had the option to buy the exclusive, and I went, nah, I don't like them eyes. I don't like the blue eyes. I'll just get the other one. And I was just
funny.
Because what was your CriPPler?
I had a Doom. I had a Doom, and I didn't know what a Bowen was, right? And so like I think I started doing like casual show, and they would talk about Bowens. I was like, I think I have one of those, and I went and checked, and I just got it from a comic book store, and it's a pretty rare one. It was whatever normal price. I don't think I spent over $100 for it. It was like low, and it's the Dr. Doom with the Luger. It's just sort of like it's a Bowen piece. Dr. Doom. Yep.
He's got a gun.
He has a gun. Yeah, he has the Luger, and he's pointing it straight, and he's just on that classic Bowen base. Now I know it's a classic Bowen base.
Yeah, I think that's quite an old one.
Yeah. I didn't know anything. I just picked it up at the comic book store.
Isn't the main one where he's got his arms crossed?
The one that I remember was the one that I don't know if I think I had it.
And then there's another one where he's pointing.
Yeah, he's pointing straight out with the gun.
Oh, the one I'm seeing here. Oh no, that's not the one. This is where he's pointing.
Yeah, I remember.
He's pointing, but he ain't got a gun.
He has a gun in the
I think
it's called the modern variant. I believe it's called the modern variant.
Okay.
Dr. Bowen, Dr. Doom, modern variant. I believe it's the full name.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I actually own that one. He had the gun, the pistol pointing out.
Oh yeah, there's a switch out. Oh wow, okay. Yeah,
so it was a pointing finger, and then you switch
finger, and you switch out for the Luger. Okay.
Yeah, no, like I'm saying, I think that's quite rare. I think that's like really like old.
I remember showing it on the show. I was just like, "This is a Bowen." It was like, "Yes, that's a Bowen." I was like, "Oh, I got this from a comic book store way back." Because I like
my first statue I ever got was the.
Oh, you just love that! Isn't that a great moment? You literally have heritage. You didn't even fucking know you had it. You have heritage. You have the Godfather shit, and you bought it off your own back. Not because it was made by him, but because you like the look of it.
I loved it. I was like, oh, that's like the Doom.
Magic, and magic in your hands.
Dude, it's so
He's like, is this a
good when they
Bowen?
said it
What
too.
the
Yeah, I
fuck?
was like, is this the Bowen? I literally did it on casual show. It's just like, is this a Bowen? It was like, that's a Bowen. I'm like, yeah, I have a Bowen, and that's the only Bowen.
Dude, that was really rare.
Oh, dear.
I still
man.
own it. I still have it. It's,
The classic version where he's pointing is 700 edition size, and that was made in 2010, sculpted by Seth Venables.
Venables,
sorry.
Yeah,
And the modern version was a 200 edition size.
I own
That's
that
rare,
one.
man. That's so
I
rare.
own it.
That's a nice rare one. When he was like the gun one, I was like, I know that's one of them fucking rare ones that he made. Like, he made some rare, but usually you get them really low edition sizes when it's like a faux bronze variant. But when he did the faux bronze stuff, he would make a statue. Let's say he did a Doom, but then he'd make like a faux bronze Doom, and the Doom itself would be like 5,000 edition size. The faux bronze would be like 213 edition size, and you'd be like, oh, it's the shit. So that, mate, congrats on that. You got a little bit of royalty in there, bro. Good for you.
I got some royalty. Yeah, the first sideshow was the Breaker Brimstone Thor.
Don't fucking come at me after this sort of heritage and say your first sideshow is that fucking thing. He went with like the holy grail of heritage stars, and then says, "Oh yeah, I bought this fucking skinny jump." It's dynamic. To be fair, it's dynamic. It's
skinny purple.
The conversation. It was like, what was your Bowen and what was your
5 minutes ago? No, I'm joking.
No, I love those are two very special pieces.
What was my first sideshow one was the Hellboy. The first Hellboy.
Yes.
Not when it came out, but yeah. No.
The one with the hand that is actually movable.
Yeah, posable, yeah.
It's a posable arm.
Which was their first movie called
with the gun, right? It's like pointing the gun out and you can like basically pull his arm up and down and sort of like leave it like on a wire. It's very unique.
That, but yeah, not as easy as that.
What was your guys' first statue ever?
My first statue ever.
Any scale, any company.
Does it count if it was like boxed in collected, like a collectible from a video game? Because I have a bunch of trash like that. That is just like,
sure.
I don't even remember which one.
It counts. I think it counts.
It has to be polystone or anything like that. I mean,
Bowen designs Thanos faux bronze. My wife bought it for me as a birthday present.
When George and I kind of got into it, funny enough, my girlfriend was asking me about this today. My first piece was actually, I ordered 3 pieces at the same time. So I ordered the Bowen Designs, actually, funny enough, Dr. Doom, the one where he's crossing his arms. I ordered the, Diamond Select Marvel Milestones Carnage. Yeah. And I got the CriPPler cable. And with Hope. They were the 3 I got.
Oh, the CriPPler cable is amazing, dude. I remember seeing that.
That's great. I bought that for like £50.
No, bro. You're talking about the Couture Brothers sculpt, aren't you?
Yeah.
Go on your computer now and put in CriPPler cable with Hope.
With Hope.
Go look at it.
With Hope? You know, Mutant Messiah is one of my favorite arcs. With Hope.
Go check it. This is how OG this is the waters you're swimming in.
It's a nice piece.
You're swimming megalodon sharks, brother. Go check it out. Look how OG it is.
I paid £50 for it, so you know I can't.
Cable Hope. And it's CriPPler?
Yeah,
it's CriPPler. Yeah.
It had a detachable Hope that went on his chest.
Yeah.
And like some sort of like a little pouch thing, like a metal thing that went on.
I'm looking
you see it? He's got like a gun and it's quite dynamic in the pose.
It's quite dynamic. It's not a terrible piece for the price I paid for it at the time.
I'm seeing a bunch of the other ones.
For God's sake. Let me do it then.
The one that you're thinking of is, mate, the one that you're going with is by the Couture Brothers, which is an absolutely unbelievable sculpt. That was like about, I think, 3 years ago or so. Maybe 2. Beautiful fucking piece.
2 years. It's when I first got it to the shows.
You have it?
I don't think it's the one.
No, I love it. I have the XM cable, but that CriPPler one, when it came out, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's nice. But it's expensive, I think, for the size of it, but it's really nice.
Yeah, the one
Couture Brothers are fucking elite. So.
The one we're talking about ain't that one, so yeah.
No, I wish it was that one. You imagine starting in that for your cable that you can just pick up and get. What the fuck?
You ready for it? There you go. That's
watch.
What up, Adam from Collector's Table? Okay, yeah. No, I've seen that. I just didn't see it with Hope attached to it.
Yeah, well, she's on the chest.
Oh, she's
and
on
then
the chest.
so you're on the chest there, and you can actually take off the top of it.
She's inside.
So this one is like $350 now.
I
paid $315. Gone up a little bit, isn't it? Should just kept that one off.
What year is this? 2013.
I don't know.
13, 12. Gotta be. Come on.
Honestly,
dude, that's so fucking OG.
Dude, that is.
But there are people that are even more OG than that, man. Jesus. When we started, we'd be chatting to them guys and be going, "Oh, fuck you, newbie, man. That shit cable. I got a cable that's made out of fucking plasticine here. Let me show you."
Hold my beer. That's dope.
Too many screens open now. Here we go. Back.
So we do a bit of news before we bounce out of here. How are you all doing for time, boys?
Sounds good. It's on you guys.
Yeah. I need to go wee, but yeah. I just drunk 4 Guinnesses.
At least you're full of iron.
What we do then is we can share what you got this week, or do you want to skip all that?
I don't mind. Do what you want. It's fine. It's cool. I'm easy. Let's go. Let's get some work in though before. It's been great catching up. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so this is actually more of a. This
I'm
is
just going to run quickly to pee.
This is like a Bowen piece that is like sort of towards the end when things were slowing down for him. So I think I can't remember what year this is, but this is maybe 2010 around that sort of time. So this is actually quite rare. There's only 525 of these busts. You know, they're about 1/8 scale. It's done really well. So I actually grabbed this one. Actually, Alex managed to get this, and I had to negotiate with him and buy him something. And then
how many CGCs did it cost?
Nah, I was quite. I mean, he's very tactical. That fucker. He got it really cheap, and I was pissed off that he got it so cheap because it was listed like really high, and then for some reason the person is like a shop over here. We call it cash converters, which is like a basically like it's almost like a pawn shop. That's what it is. It's like a pawn shop, but you just go in and you'd sell them any old shit, and they, for the most part they'll give you like fucking like next to nothing for it. So this was up for like, obviously they checked the eBay listings before. I think it was up for about £300, and then they sent an offer to Alex of like fucking something stupid. He got it for like 30 quid. So like not even 10% of what they were asking for. So then I was a bit like, I wouldn't have paid any more than 60. Really, that was not my limit on it. And then he fucking made me buy him a Silver Surfer fucking bus thing that was about 60 quid. So he's not fucking stupid. He may act like he's some sort of like idiot vagrant that not really cares about money, but he's full of shit. I said 60, and his fucking thing cost me £5. I was like, oh yeah, fuck.
Yeah, it reminds me of Shane, just like that.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, puts on a good show. I'm giving Shane a taste of his medicine because that's what he always says to me. Sam might act like a good guy, but he's a bad guy.
We call that poor mouth over here. Have you ever heard that expression?
No.
That's what it's called.
That's what it's called up in
that's
the
when you fucking act like you're broke, but you're not broke.
When I was on tour, the Brits would say some words, and I'm like, what does that mean? I don't understand. You're using, and so then I compiled a list of words so that I could translate. Like they'd be talking about some girl would walk by a soldier, right? And they'd be like, oh, something about her axe wound or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? What's an axe wound?
Yes.
Yeah, shit like that. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, we have loads of good words for that. Like plunge.
There she
I just
is.
want to say that, George got a great deal on this.
Yeah, that looks great.
It's crazy how things come full circle. Like that's the thing. There's going to be a lot of pieces that come and go and you can't get rid of them, but then there's going to be some that are always sought after. Like Bowen is the one that... like Bowen.
This one, I'm pretty sure that I was on at the right time, and as George saying, we got these all from Cash Converter, and we literally fucking cleared them out. I mean, I must have took about 40 of them, 50 of them off of them, and George done another like 20 of them or so. And this one was up listed as 200 and whatever pound. Like this is quite a lot of money. And then one they dropped it. I think they dropped it to £30. And I was just like, I'll take that. I don't even want it. I'll take it. And then I told George I got it, and he goes, "Oh, I was looking for that one." And I was just like, "Yeah, I didn't really want it. I just got it because it was cheap." And I got the Carnage as well, which was a deal as well. So I actually think if I didn't get the Carnage as a deal as well, I probably would have kept it and sold it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because I got the
Sometimes
Carnage,
you got to play that shit forward. The thing is, as well, is with this game, you've got to make sure that you remember that it's a hobby. If like I keep seeing these posts, the hobby dead is collecting statue collecting dead. It's dead if you're thinking it's about money.
Yeah,
if you're thinking it's about money and what you can make out of it, it's dead. It was dead before you started, son. It was dead before you got up and asked that question. It was dead then.
If you're influenced by the big channels as well and what they're doing, then you should be collecting. If you're like, oh my god, because one of the posts I saw today was, oh my god, Gem is selling, Mr. X is selling, and this person's selling, and this person's selling. Is the hobby dead? It's like, if you think that these people are that important to your life, that makes a difference to what you want to collect, then you shouldn't be collecting.
Agreed.
If you think that we make that difference as well, then
I'll tell you something else for free. The day that you hear me and Alex say that we're quitting the hobby will be the day we quit the hobby.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get any boo-hoo fucking posts about, like that secret clickbait. Tell me to stay. Tell me that I got you started in this hobby. Tell me that I'm so important to you and you need me to catch. Like, I don't like, honestly. If you hear anything from me and Alex about, look, we're gonna get out of this game, I promise you, that will be the day that we go. Everything will just be like, yeah, we're off. We're whatever.
That goes back to the connection thing, right? Like if you parry your collection to other people's, then they sell it, then you upset because they sell it. I'm like, dude, like they're in it for different reasons. They have their own reasons, but like eventually, like you're gonna either try to keep up with them and they're gonna quit. If they quit the hobby, you're gonna be like, yo, you're gonna be lost without them. You gotta collect for you. You gotta collect only for you. You know what you like.
And don't think you're gonna make any money.
And
the bottom line is to think I like this character. I've got an attachment, whatever it is, and I would like a statue of it. That's it. That's where it ends. If you start thinking ahead of that curve and start going in, I think this will be worth loads of money. I think this might sell really well later. That's a mistake.
Dude, because every statue... Go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
No, the algorithm of that is nobody knows what it is. Some pieces look amazing and don't do very well later. Some pieces look like shit and do very well later. Like, you just can't write it. It's so luck. It's so luck orientated.
Well, it's also there's also there is a big thing about, like, if you look at the Bowen stuff, for example, obviously that's the thing that George and I are kind of looking into quite a lot at the moment. If you look into the stuff, which is the stuff that weren't successful at the time, that's the stuff that's really hard to get. That's the stuff that's really expensive because they had a lower edition size. People didn't care about it. I had this conversation with my girlfriend actually the other day, where collectibles is like, when you look back over old collectibles, and other than comics, because comics is always the key issues where it's a first appearance, but when you look over figures and things like that, if you release a Spider-Man set of toys, figures, it's never going to be the Spider-Man that's worth the most money. It's always going to be the C-list character that no one bought at the time. It's always going to be that's the one that's worth the most. Because so
can't get them because it's the problem now is just the oversaturation.
People that buy them are the ones that keep them.
Yeah, people buy them, and like the guy that's got this particular character that nobody really was interested at the time, they ain't letting that go.
Of course,
it's tough, man. But like I said, just don't. The only advice is don't get in it for money. Don't make money.
I don't get how
characters. For fuck's sake, don't follow anybody that's got a massive following that is doing reviews like every week. if you're watching a channel, you've got loads of subs, and they're doing a review every week, you can pretty much guarantee that they're not either they're getting heavily discounted stuff or a lot of free stuff. So you're putting your money in there, you're getting into debt, you're getting into trouble, you're like trying to keep up with a fish, man. That you just let it go. Just let it slip right through your fingers. Just say, okay, bro, more power to you. Don't try and be like, I need to do. People have got themselves into so much financial trouble trying to do that. Hey, there they are. There's my dark side.
Do you want to mention
there they are.
Your Captain Marvel or not?
Yeah. This is the Captain Marvel I picked up. This is like that Bowen one. It's pretty nice, a little bit small, but it's pretty painted nice. Got all them nice metallic colours and shit. Like this character, cosmic character. It's a big like it, and that's obviously Sinister. And there's a nice little Bowen badge there. So.
Girlfriend's a big fan of that one actually.
See, this is where I put them. So like there's a few of them like sitting around there, but you see how dwarf they are to some of these big quarter scale pieces.
Right there.
I love the base you got on that Thanos.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's like a custom base, that one.
So my favorite Thanos, that OG XM, I got mine repainted, and it's right by my OG Dark Side that's repainted too.
Yeah, see, there you are. See, great minds, Shane, my man, great minds.
Shane, do you have that custom base?
No, I don't. But with the base it's on right now, he's the exact same height as the OG Dark Side, so it's perfect.
Yeah, Dark Side stepping up, so that's a big Dark Side.
Exactly.
Yeah, I might know a guy who's got that base actually at the moment.
It's very nice.
Hey, Alex got me this orange. It's a lovely gift. This is the Infinity Studios orange that they use, for like scale.
Oh, that's cool.
So when they have their statues, they have like a something to scale. So this is like a real sized orange.
Yeah, such who use the apples and then they use
they use the orange.
Their owner is actually called Orange, his nickname.
That's the.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And there's
that apple as well, didn't I?
You did get me that apple as well, yeah.
Buy you all the fucking fruit.
That's it.
I actually got this Silver Surfer. I've seen it quite a lot of times actually. It's old.
That's why I had to get him for Domino.
Yeah, I traded it for his face, which again, it was like a good deal for you, man. Come on.
You gotta settle this, Alex, because do you believe Silver Surfer should be chromed out on statues or silver in statues?
Or black?
I think on like it's different depending on the scale of the statue as well, because when you have a smaller statue, I think you can kind of get away with the chrome a bit more. When you have a quarter scale statue, I think like I probably would go more with like not a chrome but like a silvery look to it. But I guess it goes back to that art and how it's based, because again I just got a chrome Silver Surfer in. I've literally got I've got so many duplicates as well, because I've got 2 of the original Sideshow and I've got 2 of the custom and I've got of the same one, so I need to kind of sort out my Silver Surfer collection when I start unboxing them. But yeah,
I've got a black guy. I've got a black one.
Yeah, black one. Yeah, I don't have any black ones yet, and some of the ones I do have, I may repaint. But it's a nice piece.
Go black Silver Surfer. You heard what you said, right?
Wow, it's the strongest representation of the character, isn't he? The Fallen.
So that's he's the thing like about this one.
He's like the guy.
You're talking about once you go black, you don't go back. But
I know where he was going. I'm saying that subject. Do I look black to you, bro?
No, I'm saying. But then
I'm bringing it back to the fucking light boys over here. I'm taking the fucking focus back on us. We outnumber him, man. Don't be getting all that fucking the black and the cherry, the sweet shit on my.
The next picture doesn't really prove it, though, does it?
Yeah.
That's when you look at the back of this statue. That's the problem. He's got like a little fucking nub board. Look at his little
nubby board.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it. I think I should have gone fully down to the bottom and then kind of done that. This actually came in, opened this up. This is a really bad picture actually. I haven't done the hair yet. This is kind of like I did it. No, literally when you get it out, he's got like a hairnet, like he's working in the back of McDonald's, and his hair is like really flat. And I got it out, and I got like my dog's hairbrush, and I'm like kind of brushing it, and I'm making it worse every single stroke I do. So I need to revisit that and do it. Actually, the funny thing about this is, do you see where his hair kind of like is really uneven?
Yeah,
I was like, they missed like a whole fucking patch of hair at the front. I googled Christian Bale Batman, and he actually has like a really bad hairline.
He has that.
Yeah, I didn't notice that before. But he has a bad hairline.
I remember
no,
there was
it looks like he's like someone. He's fallen asleep at a party, and someone's like got the razor and like shaved the front of his hair. Yeah. No, it's like that, man.
This picture, though, man, he just looks like he's hiding underneath your stairs.
Yes,
the people under the stairs.
It's like Harry Potter, isn't it?
Stanley,
like grown up Harry Potter.
That's a great statue. Very cheap.
Yeah. Someone posted it.
Is it Beast Kingdom or Kingdom something?
Yeah,
it's Kingdom. It's Beast Kingdom. I was actually on holiday, and Andy Kelly basically posted he got one, and I was like, "Oh, that's actually quite nice. You know, that looks actually pretty good." And I had a custom Stan Lee, and it came out, and it just looked really off. It looked like he had jaundice, and then all the comics were like really overscaled, and it just didn't look right. All the glasses didn't fit him, and it was a really poorly put together statue. I sold it straight away, and then this one, someone like Andy basically said, "Oh yeah, it's on Amazon." And it's like $90 something, and so £90 something pounds. And I'm like, what? Really? Is it really that cheap? And I had like £20 Amazon vouchers. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to order it. And I was away. I called up George and I'm like, oh, I'll send this to your house. Is that right? He's like, yeah, cheers. So send it to George. And the only thing that pissed me off is they sent it in the art box with stickers on.
Yeah.
That's how they shipped it. But then because it was so cheap, I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't care. I took it out. I took a quick look at it, and I was like, yeah, it's all right, whatever. I took it out today, actually, again, a second time, and I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, it's good. It does the job. I measured it, and it's actually, I think it's distance 1.6. It's like 1.4.5. It's quite big. It's actually quite big.
What's funny about that is that when that arrived at my fucking house, this is how sad it is, right? When it arrived,
I said it's the wrong house.
When it was arrived at my house, the fucking post, whoever that was, knocked at our house, right, with it under his arm, gave my wife something else, and she looked at that, and he went to leave, and she went, "Is that not for us?" Because it's fucking Stan Lee. So she was like, "It must be for us." Yeah. And he was like, "No, it's not. It's for like a couple of doors down." So she was like, "All right." But she doesn't know this is coming, by the way. Yeah. She's just assumed that it's some comic-related geek shit, so it must be mine. So I haven't said anything to her, like anything's coming. So they took it up a couple of doors up, like 3 doors up, and then basically, they came down, and like, I had to basically go get it and be like,
I sent it to number 5, I think it was, because I'm
an idiot. He's only known me his whole life. He doesn't know where I live.
Your old address was number 5. That's what was in my head. But the worst thing about it was that address was saved on my Amazon, so I must have sent something else to your neighbor's house. Yeah. So this is
with the Christian Bale. I would have put him on a porch, had one of my sisters come and just do his hair on a porch.
It needs somebody who can style a bit of hair. Actually,
exactly.
It's no good for me or him, bro. It'd
have been beautiful.
It's not bad. It's just that it's really hard. The photo is really, really hard. It comes out really pale. And also the other thing about it as well is I tried to do selfies, and his head looks really small in the selfies. But the thing is his head is massive. His head is like huge. And I'm like, every time I take a picture, it looks really small. And I'm like, why is it? What's going on? And even my girlfriend, she was trying to take pictures of it because I've got Samsung and she's got an iPhone. So we're like, oh, fuck it, let's change the phones over. Let's see if it's like something to do with that. Nah, just something about it. Just does not come out in pictures at all. It does not.
I take that challenge on. Let's see if I can make it look good tomorrow. Saturday,
yeah. These are then all the Iron Studios pieces.
Yeah, this looks nice, man.
That's really nice. 1/10.
Iron Studios is killing the 1/10.
That 1/10 stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Like, what a great option for collectors on a small budget, smaller budget and smaller space. That's fantastic.
Quite expensive for some of them. Quite expensive.
Well, that's why that's smaller.
Climbing up.
Yeah, you corrected yourself.
Comparatively.
I don't like how they do this though, where they do the like the heavy Photoshop stuff like that. I don't like that. But
sort of their style though now, isn't it? It's becoming part of their MO really.
Yeah.
Like this. Like the rhino, and then they've got another picture. He's like in the street and like that. So
Evil Lynn.
Evil Lynn.
Some nice pieces, man. They got some really nice pieces. Who's that? Is that Arwen?
Galadriel?
Guinevere?
Oh, it's Galadriel, yeah.
Galadriel, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then her
And
big old speech.
A Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, yeah. I think so, yeah.
Oh, and he's painted.
It's funny to share it at this stage, actually. It's a bit early.
Yeah, it's not like them to do that, really. Yeah. Harley Quinn. Then you move on to Legendary Beasts, so you got the Dark Side.
This thing is massive.
Yeah, this is going to be so.
I love the Omega beam work there. That Omega beam work is.
So if I wasn't like scaling down to eventually get out of the hobby, which I'm not retiring, I'm just scaling down. But I would get this piece because Darkseid is my favorite DC villain. Always has been. I used to use Darkseid as a gamer tag back in the 90s. So I love Darkseid.
Hey, bro. How about you sell some of your shit and then just get this in? Why can't this be part of your smaller scaled world?
Why can't you help me? Why can't you send a Canadian? And I had this British officer, Mike. He'd always call me, my colonial, fucking colonial. That's what he'd always call me. My favorite colonial.
If I can help you, believe me, I would love to help you.
Yeah,
honestly, I wish I helped design this or had some sort of input in it that I could say to Jay, send my boy Shane one.
When Jay first was thinking of or was going to do a Darkseid, he hit me up because he knows I love Darkseid, and I showed him pictures of the old Gabriel Luna piece where he's got the arms behind the back and stuff like that, like just for because that's what I used to own, and just the classic Kirby Darkseid, and Jay loved that. And I'm not saying he used that, but he loved that idea, and that's what he was done.
Didn't he go radio silent at one point? Was that the guy who went radio silent, Gabriel Luna?
Yeah, he scammed a bunch of people. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that guy.
I thought so, yeah. He did I think it was a Thanos on Throne and he kind of fucked off.
No, there's certain people that deserves that stance, and Darkseid is one of them. You know what I mean? He's one of them that is stoic. You know what I mean?
Think this for all the parademons is massive. Going to be so big.
Yeah.
I'm still considering getting it and putting it on a pedestal. I am.
Exactly. He's like coming through a portal, isn't he? That's what's occurring now.
It seems like it's
he's standing there in the portal open behind him, and all the parademons are coming in behind him from the portal.
Yeah.
Like the back of them.
They opened up that boom tube.
That's gonna be so fucking big. That's gonna be ridiculously big, man.
One day I want a piece like I said, if I ever get a Doom piece that is that freaking standalone and just my favorite villain.
Legendary scale.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sideshow got the legendary scale one.
Sideshow legendary scale.
They did a half scale. They did a half scale Doom.
Oh well, you're welcome. Go check.
Gio was educating me. I gotta go there. I got some homework to do.
Go look, man. Go look it on. Check it out, bro. It's worth checking. It's a very well received Doctor Doom.
But it's not
and you should
media fan.
You should be able to
museum pose fan.
It's kind of museum. I guess it's kind of
museum. He's got the way he's standing there, and it's mixed media.
Shane knows me. I'm looking at it now. I can see why a lot of people would like.
It's half scale.
It's big. Style.
It's big. It's a big piece. I think it's half scale, so it looks like a slightly vertically challenged real Doctor Doom.
I think
that's my PC way of saying
to me, it looks like little people.
Yeah, they do.
You get that
that's what happened to
valley.
Me. I went to a friend's house and they had a Darth Maul standing on they had it next to their television, and I just couldn't get past the fact it looked like a dwarf. It looked like a dwarf Darth Maul.
That's how I see.
I was like, the size just doesn't work for me, man. It's too close.
For me, that's what throws me off on one half scale, because it looks off. It's too close to being real, but not close enough. So I'd rather have 1/3 or a 1-to-1.
So this is Ra's al Ghul, isn't it? This also is Jay. So this is again Legendary Beasts.
Still can't believe Sideshow hasn't done this or Riddler yet for the fans.
They need to have done both of those characters. I'm glad they got Penguin out of the way, but Riddler and Ra's al Ghul are big characters. They need to be done.
Well, they still done like Clayface, they've done Solomon Grundy. There's like loads of characters.
Is it Ras Al Ghul or Raish Al Ghul? Did we ever?
I call him Raz, but you might
Ras
have
Al Ghul?
Raish.
I call him Raish.
Yeah.
Raish.
Al Ghul.
Raish Al Ghul. That's how. But yeah,
So
everyone calls it differently.
That's
So
how.
yeah, LBS is doing this one.
Yeah.
This
And then you got the
PCS
Pop
joint
Culture
came out
Shock
good.
1/3 scale Darth Maul.
That's looking good.
I mean, that lightsaber's close to his fucking arm and body in it.
I was just thinking that, but that's probably making him angrier because it hurts.
So he likes pain.
I mean,
the
arrogance of him is like, yeah, fuck yeah, how close we can get to singeing the fucking hairs off my abdomen, but fine, that's all right.
Yeah.
Wow,
Looks cool though, really nice.
I'm sure that hurts less than when he lost his legs. Sure.
I still have this. I actually have this Mythos version of this character upstairs. Like, I don't collect the Star Wars line no more, and I still have it in my loft, man. So if anybody wants this, hit me up.
The OG or the newer?
Yeah, the OG, man. Yeah,
I like that one better personally. I know the K brothers did the new one, but I prefer the old one.
It's called the Dark Disciple, I believe. It's the Mythos version. I have it. It's like literally it's in my loft doing nothing.
That lightsaber it comes with is no joke. That'll eat your fucking depth when you put it on.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen. It's crazy.
Then you got Reventure Studios, which is Dave Igo and Todd Johnston. So basically, they did some stuff on Monster Palooza. So they're showing the front facetta.
This is Cleopatra, right?
Yeah.
Is that who it is?
I think it is.
Is this Frazetta? Frazetta? Is that who it is? Frank Frazetta. That's his stuff. Yeah. It's his style.
I thought it was Igo. Oh, but you talk about the
original. No, like the artist. Yeah, the Frank Frazetta stuff. You know, like the Death Dealer and all that kind of shit.
I mean, whoever sculpted it, she's got some great tits. I mean,
they understand the assets well. But yeah, I think this is. It's cool to see them branching out and doing something new. We'll see how it goes.
Well, the thing about that as well is it's not nothing to be worried about. It's not Dave Igo leaving Tweeterheads. It's Dave Igo doing projects that Chad doesn't want to do, basically.
The thing is with this is just how much real estate is given to what we would consider to be like inanimate, useless.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? She looks great. The panther looks great. The pillar and all of the detail, I'm sure once painted is going to be exceptional, but would you give that amount of real estate to a big fucking pillar and like a carpet or a step? It's a lot. When you look at the size of her and you look at how that pillar is 3 or 4 times as wide as she is and as tall, it's just it's a lot of real estate to give them. I mean, I love the fact they're flexing their creatives on this, and I'm sure once it's painted and they've really brought in that sort of indulgent, I want to say decadence that Cleopatra had, because she was like, obviously she was for the finer things. So I'm sure that's going to look $1 million when it's done. So maybe that's the point, but I don't think that's been captured in this picture. I think in this picture, you look at this, and you're like, fuck, that's a lot of stuff in the middle of this design.
Is this
I think it's also because it's from a very iconic print, like an iconic
yeah. I don't think the without it being painted is not capturing the depth that will equal the being worthy of that trade-off. Maybe like you're saying, Gio, once it's painted, you see the layers, you see the 3D nature of the panther going this way.
Exactly. The completion of the art, you know, then they sort of work sort of in conjunction with each other instead of in opposition. Because when I look at this now, it's like almost like, wow, there's a lot of stuff all around them.
Yeah, so, but the original actual art doesn't really doesn't really pop. It's not really like that kind of art. Let me see if I can pull it up.
So I don't mind. I'll wait and see what they go with it. It's fun. I assume that is a panther, isn't it? That's with her, or is that like a jaguar or something?
Yeah. So like, if you look at the original art, it's not really. Can you see this or no?
No, I can't see it. I can see just the statue at the moment.
Okay. No, I didn't do. Yeah, so it's the original art isn't like, it's not very vibrant. It's not like something that will pop as such.
Oh,
so yeah.
Well, no, but it does add. Let me see if it pops up.
You get closer. Okay. Yeah.
No, it does create the depth of like the panther being on a different layer and the stairs having the shading to sort of.
It ain't a
go
real
up
cat
towards
though, is it? It's like a model. That's not real, is it? It's not a real cat.
Yeah, it's got like he's got like a collar. It's got collar.
Okay, so it's real. Okay, cool. I just can't see the color of that. It looks almost sadly.
Can you zoom in a bit, Alex?
Sorry.
Yes.
Can you zoom in, please, on the cat?
I don't think he'll be able to unless he downloads the pic.
Well, can't you just
look
click
at that
picture and
look
large
at
it? See, CriPPler, you can't
see,
do this shit, but Alex can.
I can't do it. Like every time I try to do an internet picture, it's just like, bah.
Oh, that's okay. So that's.
And George doesn't appreciate me.
No.
but you see, Jim, how the dress sort of drapes and you use.
Oh yeah. I'm getting all of that. I really hope that they don't use so much of the same colors all over that.
Yeah.
Right. It's gonna be
If they do it exactly, look, listen, they've got to do their vision. If they want to do it exactly, like if they're going like House of Gog level of this is the print, this is the art, and this is the statue, and it's identical, then more power to you. But that is very samey.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying right here for sure.
I don't know if that art print will translate into statue work, but we'll see. I hope.
But between the two of them,
I love Todd Johnson and I love David Igo. They're both great people and geniuses in their own right. So I want nothing but success for them.
This was an update from Sideshow, so they're showing the Mystique kind of in the background.
Yeah,
I still think that
X-23 do you guys
is
feel
terrible.
That when they do these characters and you wait for the X-Men, that they seem like they're in the same setting, right? Because they're all over the place. I know you got one in the disco, you got one fighting Sentinels, I believe, and then one inside her base.
Yeah.
It's cool for one-offs, but I don't know. How do you guys feel if you're trying to build a line around it? Is that important?
But one thing I do like is that they're kind of venturing away from the kind of Sentinel bases.
Yeah, the Danger Room or Sentinel.
So I do like that. I do like the Mystique style. I do think Dazzler's very fitting. I think X-23 needs to fucking be totally reworked, to be honest with you. She's called X-23 Uncaged, and she's like fucking smirking. It almost looks like
that's just the name, man. That's like when you think about like licensed X-23 pieces out there, this ain't a bad X-23 at all.
I'm with you. I think I it's the same way. I'm like, it's called Uncaged, but
but she might have a screaming exclusive portrait.
I hope she does.
I hope so.
X-23
screaming.
Girls' Night Out, then it'll probably be better where she's looking at a guy like,
chicks can do it.
She's in the club with fucking
chicks can fuck shit up.
Yeah.
That Mystique has potential, though. I love her pose. Just like
I don't know how I feel about Mystique sitting down, though. I don't know. I don't mind throne pieces or that, and I see what they're doing here. It's something different. I don't know if that's how I would want my Mystique.
All right, Shane, walk with me, right? You walk into Mystique's base, right? Her leg is up, almost slightly open, gun in hand, saying, "Hey, Shane, welcome to my underground lair." You're not gonna like that? Look at that pose, right? That's a welcoming
I know,
pose.
CriPPler, we talked about this. That's not what I do with my statues. So,
what would happen is Shane would walk in and say, "Why are you sitting like that? That doesn't fit your personality. Stand up and fucking put a gun above your head for fuck's sake."
Shane was like, "Be a woman, stand up straight."
Put that saber-tooth cock away.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, CriPPler, man. I think this looks really cool.
I think it does look cool. I like the light up
potential. I think it's different, and I think they've gone for different. I actually think Dazzler looks fantastic. To be fair, it's not a character that I like in any particular way.
I guess is what was it? Elton John says is 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I guess.
That was it's fucking Meatloaf copy.
Oh, is it? God damn it! Well, I guess
Meatloaf 2 out of 3.
Does that make 2 out of 4 ain't bad?
Danny Lee makes a good point. The rifle covers up too much. Hopefully, that's a switch out. I agree.
Yeah.
It's a little too big. I mean, you're sitting in a chair. What do you need that gun for?
Man, she's about to snipe someone.
I do hope the switch out is a big deal.
No, she's about to get up. She's looking at her target and be like, "Okay, I'm ready."
Yeah,
This is the tweeter head bust, isn't it? The
There's the
They look
That
good.
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
and the Mr. Freeze 1/3. Yeah,
Yeah, they look really good.
Dumb
they're big
head.
as well, George. That's looks like the same size turntable I gave you. So it's quite big, isn't it?
Huge. What is
Yeah,
it, 24
size, you know.
inches?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice pieces. Very nice pieces. This is the one I put in there for Gio because he's a big fan of Tombstone.
Love
Tombstone is one of my favorite movies of all time, by far my favorite Western. I've seen that movie at least 20 times.
Yeah,
Huckleberry.
brilliant.
I watched it
Huckleberry in
recently,
the
Love
actually.
place.
that movie.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer
Val Kilmer.
killed
Yeah, Val
fucking
Kilmer
Doc
is good.
Holliday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The whole cast was good. The whole cast was amazing, but Doc Holliday, come on.
it's all
That's a
about
good
it's all
movie.
about Doc Holliday in that film. I like him as well. The Johnny Ringo. It's very good.
Yeah.
But I'm a big advocate that Michael Behan is not as appreciated as an actor as I think he should be. I think he's brilliant in Terminator. I think he's fucking awesome. I don't think that can be understated how good he is.
He's good in Aliens as well.
I think he's really good in Terminator. I think his urgency and his like whole demeanor and the way he behaves is very under fucking rated. Talk about 1980s, very early 1980, was it 1982, 1981 film? You know what I mean? And he's like the future that we live in now. That's 81, 82. I think it's 81. The future that we live in now, when we watch that film, you're sort of like you can imagine it, like how he is imagining it, but you got to place yourself there in 1981 and think how he is acting about this. I mean, if you said that to people in 1981, like as a conversation, just as if a conversation, imagine we had machines that look like people would be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? They just weren't on that. So the acting for him to place himself there. We look at it now and appreciate it, and we'd be like, oh yeah, fucking hell, right? Because we're living a similar sort of time. It's like crazy, man. How good that he really got that urgency, really got that fucking torture. Perfect. I think he's brilliant.
1984.
Yeah, man, I agree.
No, it's not. Is it?
Also, 1984. Also, she ends up like he comes back, he robs a homeless man of his fucking piss stained trousers and still gets fucking laid.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you give birth to the future, bro. Got to make John Connor.
That's how you give birth to the future, baby.
That's fucking G.
John Connor.
Leave those vibrant piss stained trousers in the corner and get to work.
Man.
Do you want to go into the custom stuff? Or?
We can do it a little bit. Yeah, let's finish up for like sort of it's 1 a.m. over here, so let's finish for the next day.
We got then the chubby venom. We got a chubby nom line. So got him eating the pizza. I think they've overdone the cheese, but I do like it. I do like it, but I think they should take away some of the cheese.
I was going to say the cheese is a little much.
I've told
maybe lose it around the legs. The legs.
Oh yeah, because it looks a little different.
Well, I don't know where this guy's ordering pizza, but I don't get that much cheese on my fucking pizza.
He's making his
they
own
need to lose
cheese.
it. They need to lose the whole section part, but I do think the part on the legs, like at least one of the legs, is good,
especially in the middle,
like
in that middle drip. Come on,
drip.
How'd you not see that
as well?
The middle drip gotta go.
Look at that! Like everyone knows what that looks like.
Does anybody not feel that? Does anybody feel that he's not fat enough? Or is that me?
He's
like
quite
all of their num pieces, like they're really fat. He's not fat enough.
He's quite chubby.
I think he still looks pretty good.
I mean, to be fair, he's Venom. He could make himself any size, any shape.
I just think he should be fatter. Like the Deadpool that they did and the Batman that they did with the sausages, they're much fat. Like
the Batman definitely is there, yeah.
Yeah, they're much fat.
If anybody's gonna be bigger, it's gonna be Venom. Like
what they did though is
he seems like still quite buff. His dad bodied up, bro. His dad bodied up still.
Yeah.
You look at that picture from like head on, like dead center, like looking at it. I would take that physique. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Quite a big gut,
like a big silverback gorilla.
A bit of a gut, but he's fucking. The rest of him's big and all, so it's sort of
he's like a gorilla.
It's compensating a little bit more. Like the other ones are much fatter, bro. They're much more out of shape, bro.
What are the toppings on the pizza? Black olives, pepperoni, green pepper?
It looks like
It
looks
it's
like
make,
that,
now I want pizza though, not that pizza. That
Like,
doesn't
look at
look
that cheese. Just what kind of cheese is that? That's Velveeta.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fucking mozzarella. That's Velveeta.
But that's why they got it on the
Getting
leg,
pizza from.
where the cheese is coming down and the symbiote's kind of going into it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do
Cheesy
think I said,
symbiote juice.
yeah, I said to him, like, it looks like my first comment was, I hope that's cheese. And then my second comment was, you need to lose quite a lot of that cheese off the midsection. That was
Yeah.
what I think I should do.
I agree.
I think that was fair. Fair
I do
critique.
have. I've got the Wolverine. I've got the Deadpool, and I've got
Wolverine's
the
wicked,
Spider-Man.
it's a wicked piece.
The Wolverine is really nice, but what the problem was is they made Wolverine too big, so then they went back and they made all the others smaller. So yeah, it was a shame. Really. Yeah. Some other guys come in and done like a whole set of them as well, like copied them.
I like these. I found these earlier, so I shared them. I don't know who's like what this is, but yeah, like these Greek gods, man. So you've got like Zeus there. I shared. I think we talked about the Poseidon, which is that one.
Yeah.
Last week, which these are really nice. These are cool. I think, who is that? Is
that
could be Aphrodite, but I'm not sure.
I want to say Diana. I don't know.
Diana.
But fun, isn't it? But that looks like she's got the owl, which is what, Bobo?
Not sure, but they do look really nice.
Athena.
Someone says in the crowd.
Athena. So this is
Jesse
right here.
and Mitchell. Athena.
Jesse and they're both Athena. So
fair enough.
And then you got this one as well.
Who's that? Is that Diana then?
I don't know.
They'll know. Just give Jesse and Mitchell 2 seconds. They'll let you know who they are.
This looks like it's going to be like the goddess of nature or something with those animals.
Yeah, that's Hercules. Yeah,
that's cool.
That's for me. That's the best one.
And the Hydra.
I think he's fighting the Hydra then, and he's got the lion. The lion over Nemean. The Nemean lion.
Were you just doing the Night Professor there?
When I said Hercules, yeah. I might have subconsciously did.
You did say.
Artemis. Okay.
Artemis.
And this is the god of ice.
Yeah.
This is a museum pose as well. So this is, I think this is Alpha 3. Clear resin one.
Actually, Mega.
I love Alpha 3. I love a lot of their work.
This is actually based on. It's meant to be Mary Jane, but I think it's actually based on. There's actually a cosplay girl who does this.
This is CBS Labs, isn't it? This one.
Yeah.
I know because in a few pictures later she has her tits out, which I don't know if it's on here. I don't think I shared those ones because we keep getting into trouble for shit like that. Alex already got a porn warning, so we have to be very careful.
The porn incident. Yeah.
God,
the porn incident.
Well, yeah, it happens. It happens.
It happens.
I clicked on the wrong button on OBS when I was trying to upload some video from my home movies. Anyway.
What normal guys do. They use porn, not statues. That's what you're supposed to do.
Man. That's a nice.
Yeah, so this is nice. This is really nice.
You got Pit.
That's a nice Pit.
Yeah, there's a few variants of like there's like a like the beach with the big teeth sort of portrait is on one of them I saw, and then there's a little kid that you can like put on the base or something.
Yeah.
I didn't really read Pit, so I don't really understand, but it's very
I remember there was like the Max versus Pit, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's my reference that I remember.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I know Rasheed's been looking for a Pit.
Yeah. Attempt to hit me up if he wants to know who's doing that, because I know who makes that.
What should we do? Should we end up there because we're at now 1 o'clock?
Yeah, let's go 1 a.m. 3 hour chat.
Yeah, we got to go live in an hour.
Yeah. Well, what we've done is actually so basically, if anyone's watching and they like what they see, basically, Constructive Outrage, you've got a chat coming up in the next sort of hour. And what we tried to do is, I was speaking to CriPPler before, there is a way now where you do like almost like a raid where you can send people across to the next chat. So we have tried that. So I don't know whether that does anything different for the viewers or whether it tells you anything different. I don't know. Let us know if you see anything different. Yeah.
But look at those arms. See, like I said,
you are the ultimate fucking catfish, you motherfucker. You were gonna get yourself in all kinds of shit. You like, yeah. When the stuff, the pictures and shit that come through, I was just like, "Fuck, man, this guy could run a dating fucking app." This guy,
George is pissed off because he had a really bad suit on, and then he had a little skinny head. It looked like he had AIDS. And, yeah,
Yo,
he went.
You said I looked like I had AIDS. I was like, fucking. I was like, just give me a nicer suit.
You have to understand. You are an apex. Like AI haven't discovered how to make your body yet. Your face is just like, dude.
If I'm so apex, how come you let that little fucking gay guy beat me in the fucking collectibles? Right,
dude. I was set up a rematch.
I'm so apex, right? That you let a gay Power Ranger fucking come in. And
he didn't let him. He influenced the win.
I did.
Chase it.
You thought that was some banter at the start that was going to go away, motherfucker. I tell you what.
Every time we do a casting couch or anything, CriPPler's always cheating to get his guy to win or his girl to win.
But the fact that his guy is a gay Power Ranger concerns me more.
Well, he's not gay. He just likes the color pink.
Shout out to Jerry. No, the thing is, like I said, like
he's not gay.
No, he was just.
So everybody telling me I got beaten by a gay Power Ranger. He's not gay at all.
He's not gay at all.
No. Jerry's from the community. He's from Collective Minds. They do good stuff over there. I'm saying that I put it up and I'm like going through the chat and I'm just like, yo, I thought Gio was gonna destroy him, but a lot of Jerry's people, like you see Danny Lee and them, a lot of them are in our chat.
I look like he blames it on Danny Lee.
I'm blaming it all on Danny Lee and the collective. The Collective Minds people showed up strong there for their people. They championed their people. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
See, it'll be different next season, Shane. We're gonna work on next season, and then now more people that represent the RaddTitan and the homies can show their love.
I think we should
and Alex.
What if we do like a tag team and we put Gio and the Dildo King together?
We could put Alex and Gio together and then go up against
Alex is not any help. If I can't fucking handle this on my own, Alex is no fucking help.
I'm going solo. I want it all on my back.
If you put Alex in there with me, then all that will happen is whatever outcome that comes will be either my fault or his victory. So there's no winning. Alex will be like, yeah, see, when I'm here, fucking you win. See, that's why, because people like me more. And if we lose, he'll be like,
last week we did a poll. Yeah, we did a poll last week where Gio was like, yeah, do a poll.
The one you stopped after 18 votes? That poll. Yeah. 18 votes you stopped it on. And you wanted to stop it earlier.
I see that.
It was even worse.
A win is a win. A win's a win, man. A win's a win.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Alex so you understand.
There's only one way to prove it.
Alex is a guy. Alex is a guy that will play pool with you. You'll get to a pub and you'll put your coins down to play some pool, right? He'll win the first game and then go, right, I'm not playing. Mm-hmm. He'll take his win and then he stops because he knows that's as good as it's going to get.
Like George Costanza.
That's the guy.
Get out
all through the chat. He's trying to cut. All through the chat, he's trying to stop this vote. I'm just like, let it run until the end of the chat. He's like, no, I'm stopping it now. And it was because it was creeping back up to like a normal ratio. It was like 90% that I'm the biggest dick.
It was 90%.
It was like 90%. He was desperate to stop it. Only 3 votes, and he was desperate to stop it. And then it was like, I can just hear it. Like, and I'm stopping it. And he just went, "Now I'm stopping it now." And it was like, right, 70-something%. I was like,
I know that feeling because playing Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, I could beat my brother 10, 20 times in a row. He gets that one win, and he'd be like, oh, he was like, I'm the best. And I was like, run it back. He said, no, you got to sleep on that loss. And he'll just go to sleep with the win. And he's just like,
listen, it's shit if he wins first because the rest of your night is ruined. If you've gone there to play pool and drink, you're fucked because he just stops playing.
He got the win already.
You're only as good as your last victory, huh?
You're only as good as your last win, dude. He used to kill me with that shit all the time. I was like, no. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having us on, dude. It's awesome getting to talk to you guys. OGs in the game. And everything you guys talking about, like we take the heart and we take the heat. Yeah. If y'all like what we do.
Try to enjoy, bro, and just be you. And like I said, as long as you keep it to your morals and your things, don't lose them, because people do. And and you know, I've known, like, you know, me and Alex both, we've thought people coming up, you know, and they start getting big numbers and they start doing really well, and we just like, you know, this guy's going to do it right, and they don't. It gets to the thing, and it's all gets deceptive and sneaky and shit, and it's just, you know, when things are free, say they are. Simple as that. When you start getting the love and you got a sponsor, promote them. Mad love to Speculative Fiction for supporting this chat and supporting the RaddTitan brand. We love Todd Johnson. He's a good friend of ours, and we love what he does. And if you want to get over to Spec Fiction Shop, you can check it all out. You know, he helped you out with loads of deals, fantastic reward systems going on over there. Got a brand new store that's opening up that's absolutely fucking epic, sci-fi, fucking crazy off the wall. And he's got this side business now he's doing with David Igo. So hopefully good things for, you know, the Speculative Fiction team and Todd Johnson as well. So, you know, but again, like I say, once these things start happening for you, and God willing, they will, whether it's today, whether it's in 10 years' time, just, you know, stay you. If it's free, say it so. If it's good, say it is. If it's shit, say it is. Don't ever lose your way. As long as you can keep with that, you know, you'll always be, you can always have that sleep at night policy, which I think is more valuable than any statue or any fucking praise or any autograph or any can have a picture or any of that shit that we were talking about. If you can go to bed at night and say, you know what, I'm not trying to fuck anybody over, I'm not trying to make people spend money on things that I know are shit or anything like that, then you're all right. Because it's a hard thing. I compromised that once in my whole life, and I still haven't forgiven myself for doing it.
Gotcha.
You know, I had a friend come over, did the review for. We used to have a guy called Andy Fusco. He came over. He used to bring a couple of pieces for us to review, and I stupidly got into a conversation with him before doing the review, and he told me about how much he loved this piece and how long it took him to get it, and all of this, how much he spent on it, and it fucking ruined the review for me. Because I hated the fucking thing. I hated it. I opened it, and I honestly, it looked like a couple of monkeys got a little bit crazy with a bit of icing. It really was horrible. And I stood there, and I really couldn't be as brutal as I wanted to be, because I felt bad, because he was so proud of it and so happy with himself. And it just felt shit for me. And I went home, and I gave a very Mickey Mouse fucking performance that day on that review. And I went home, and I was disgusted with myself for about 2 days. I was really not happy. And I said to Alex,
you felt it and reflect on it.
Because
you didn't do more of it. That's the important thing. You didn't do more.
I couldn't, I had to be. I felt like I couldn't be honest as I wanted to be, because somebody that I actually, at the time, you know, you think, you know, tell you all the backstory. Usually I avoid all that. I really try not to, you know, this is why through the years, I'd never speak to companies in the early days. I never talk to them. I don't want them to talk to me, because I don't want to be friends. I just want to do what I just want to look at it.
I love you for saying that.
And I just want to say what I think. And I don't want to be a friend. I don't want to know that, you know, you struggled to build your company, and you went through 3 divorces, and fucking, you know, you lost your dog in a bad farming accident. I don't know any of this shit, because if I know
just the peace, that's it. The peace.
Exactly. If I know it's going to affect me because I can't help that. I can't help but be like in love with the story. I want you to succeed, and then I'm going to go, no, that's not so bad. Or no, you don't worry about that. And I can't. I find that really hard. So I try really.
You made a mistake, and you did what most people don't. You learned from it, and you didn't repeat it, and that's what matters. We all fuck up every now and then. You learn from it. That's all that matters, man.
It's just, but at least it was something that sort of was a more moral thing. Whereas in, like I say, just as long as you can always have the sleep at night policy, where you know you ain't lying to people so that they buy shit, because that's what's fucking harsh, man. Like, people, these things are so expensive now. You've got to really look at them in an objective way. Try not to be a cunt about it, obviously, but still, if something ain't right, we got to talk about it, and it's fine to talk about it. It's all right. And if it's great, sing it as loud as you can, because that's what it's all about. You've got to get the highs as well as the lows, right? I wish you every success, and like Alex, I echo what Alex is saying. Please go over and support their channel and support them, help them grow, help them get some, you know, some traction and some things going over there, get big numbers, get big prizes, get big events, get going.
And shout out to you and Alex for inviting us on and allowing us to have this conversation, because that's what it is it exposes people to alternatives of what we do, because it's a statue space. Everybody does similar things, but yeah, there's differences, and the only way to actually know those differences if we get exposure. So thank you for doing this for us. So we super
anytime, man. If you ever want us over there, if you can adjust the time so that we're not basically walking zombies and fucking on cocaine. We don't want to really have to be breaking up cocaine. We want to try and keep it caffeinated if we can. But if you know, ever you're doing a chat that's a little later, like obviously hit us up, man. If we can help, like support the channel, you know, we'll always try to.
Love that. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, earlier. Like, I mean, from my early, not their fucking early, my early.
It's early.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. All right, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and thanks for joining us.
Lovely meeting you, man. Lovely chatting with you.